Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
You're in your car every day, but when's the last time your car had a checkup? At Subaru of Puyallup, we make it easy with stress-free service. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Swing by before work, after work, or whenever it fits your schedule. No hassle, no pressure, just expert care on your schedule. Your car deserves it, and so do you. Schedule your appointment today at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Cammie McCormick. An appeals court today threw out a massive civil fraud penalty against President Trump in a case that alleged he exaggerated his wealth. The verdict could have cost him more than $500 million. And while that's off the table, CBS's Graham Cates reports the legal battle isn't over.
New York Attorney General Letitia James said in a statement Thursday that her office will appeal the decision, but she lauded one aspect of the ruling, which left in place sanctions barring President Trump from serving as an officer or director of any corporation or other legal entity in the state for 3 years, while his sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., were banned for 2 years.
Hurricane Aaron delivered a blow to the Outer Banks in North Carolina today, as Rob Marciano reports from Kitty Hawk.
The Kitty Hawk Pier here, it's pretty nasty out there, and we've had waves to 16 feet and bigger swells offshore, and those waves will be propagating upstream as well.
It's still churning up the ocean all the way to New Jersey, but meteorologist Kate Bilo says things will start to improve.
The track of Aaron is promising. It has been picked up by an advancing trough of low pressure, and it's getting out of here. It should maintain Category 2 strength until tomorrow morning, and then quickly downgrade to a Category 1 as it moves into the cooler waters of the North Atlantic.
The threat of rip currents will remain. In the West, it's day 2 of a heat wave that could break records. Matt Bigler reports California authorities are urging residents to take precautions to prevent wildfires.
There are several things you can try not to do on a hot day like today, like using power tools.
No weed whackers or no lawn mowers, because all it takes is a little rock and dry brush, and you have an ignition.
Seth Shallett, CEO of the Santa Clara County Fire Safe Council, says what you should do is take the opportunity to work on a fire evacuation plan for your family and pack a go bag.
Make sure you've got a couple of days worth of supplies.
Matt Bigler for CBS News, San Jose, California.
President Trump plans to get a first-hand look at his crime crackdown in the nation's capital, as Linda Kenyon reports.
The president will join police and National Guard troops this evening in the nation's capital to get a first-hand look at how operations are going. Trump deployed troops in the district after declaring a crime emergency. The declaration has been a matter of dispute amid reports that crime is down. Many people who live and work in Washington, D.C. describe the operation as heavy-handed. Meanwhile, the administration is reporting multiple arrests along with the removal of several homeless encampments.
Checking the numbers on Wall Street, stocks are lower again today. The Dow is off 114 points. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
An arrest in a deadly Federal Way shooting. Details coming up. But first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Yeah, thanks, Heather. Tacoma to Olympia, already a 1-hour drive. The only holdup is a 4-mile thick backup through JBLM, starting near Gravely Lake Drive. North 5, a little crowded through South Tacoma between South 84th and 56th from an earlier collision. That has since cleared. If you're heading over Tiger Mountain, eastbound 18, heavy from the summit over to Deep Creek, where we have ongoing road work. That's about a 3-mile backup there. North 405 slows through the Renton S-curves. North 5 in Seattle, South 5 heading into Seattle is packed from 130th and Northgate all the way to Lake City Way. Linwood to Seattle, you're pushing a half hour. And we're in day 4 of the closure of the White River Bridge on State Route 410 in Buckley. No estimation on a reopening date quite yet. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. A manhunt is on in King County for a gunman in a deadly shooting last night. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
Multiple gunshots along Des Moines Boulevard Wednesday night. The victim's car riddled with more than 20 bullet holes. Captain Tim Meyer from the King County Sheriff's Office told independent journalist Steve Hickey.
Detectives will certainly canvass the area. They're going to find whether it's video surveillance or witnesses.
Deputies say the 26-year-old male victim died at the scene. No arrests so far. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Federal Way police say they've arrested a suspect in Monday's shooting at an apartment that left one person dead. No details on the suspect, though police originally said they thought the gunman knew people in that apartment. There's a new memorial in Seattle's Madison Park that honors beloved dog walker Ruth Dalton and her own pet, who died in a carjacking a year ago. More from KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomi-Bao.
Their memory will continue to live on at Madison Park Beach.
There's a lot of memories here, and this was her main place.
Where you'll see a bench, a plaque, and the perfect phrase.
Come, sit, stay.
With a reminder for all of those who come here.
Treat people with a caring heart and remember to be like Ruth.
It meant the world to the family just to see so many people reflecting on either their memories with Ruth or sharing their stories of her.
The suspect in Dalton's death is being treated at a state psychiatric hospital. Engineers are assessing damage to the State Route 410 White River Bridge in Buckley. WSDOT tells KIRO 7 TV teams are collecting data which will be run through computer models.
That's sort of a fancy way of helping us determine how much damage has been done to the bridge and next steps for, repair.
The bridge was closed Monday after a semi-truck slammed into it. With the FIFA World Cup less than a year away, Western Washington cities are preparing to get spectators to matches and official fan zones.
750,000 people are expected to travel to our region to be part of FIFA World Cup 2026. People have to be able to get to and from safely and conveniently. Here's Pierce County Transit CEO Mike Griffiths.
We expect it's going to almost double our ridership.
To accommodate visitors, Griffiths says they plan to increase buses and personnel for the duration of the World Cup. In Tacoma, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 68 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday, August 21st. Jake Skorheim here, Spike O'Neill there.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, how are you?
Happy Thursday to you.
A happy Thursday to you, my friend.
I feel like traditionally in August, there's normally like dry periods where there's not much news happening.
Yeah.
This does not feel like a regular August because we have so many news stories that are coming into us. They have a lot of ones locally. There's also some national stories. There's a story we're going to talk about a little bit later in the show today that you and I both separately saw and we're just livid about. And it has to do with a car company. And I don't know if this is going to be the next big thing. I'm praying that somebody hears us talking about it who has some insight or some connection with a car company and they go, yeah, this is a bad idea.
This is a bad call.
This is a really bad call.
And I can't believe that, and we'll talk about the story in a little bit, but I can't believe anybody sees this story and thinks this was a good idea.
Well, People who run a car company and who like money might like it temporarily, but it could be a disaster.
I was born and raised in the car business.
Yeah.
And I understand we can get into this later, but a lot of people come in and what are you looking for? And sometimes price, bottom line price, out the door price. That's the only thing that matters. The additional features, additional whatevers are irrelevant. What's the number? Give me a number. Give me the
bottom line so I can try to undercut you and get out of here.
That's the rationale for this car company having a service you're buying.
This is crazy. It's crazy.
It's delayed.
Don't give too much away.
Yeah,
We're going to get into it in just a little bit.
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
And I sold cars.
It's nuts.
I could keep a straight face and say these things to these people.
I've probably owned 20 cars in my life. This is nuts.
That's the thing. We've all been through the experience of having to pick up a new car.
Which can be a nightmare. Yeah. And anyway, this kind of like stretches that out over the entire ownership of your vehicle.
I love that. It's like a nightmare because like a Freddy Krueger movie. You think you wake up and all of a sudden
you don't.
They're coming at you. Every month.
It's crazy. We'll tell you about it. All right. I hope that's enough of a tease. Let's jump right into first things first. This is a story that is locally connected here, although it did not happen here. I guess it kind of started here. So we should talk about it. In Florida, there was a commercial truck driver who was driving, and I think maybe we mentioned this yesterday, Spike, but we didn't really have a chance to get into the details or really talk too much about it. But the details of the incident are everywhere, all over the news now. It is kind of one of those like lightning rods of conversation that people are having. But it's a very, very sad story because you have a commercial truck driver who's driving along an interstate in Florida where you have family, Spike. Do you know where this area is?
St. Lucie is on the Gulf Coast. I have family very, very close to this. I have family who use these roads on a regular basis.
You and I were in the studio when the story first broke, and we were watching it on TV. They hit, some footage had come out.
Yeah.
We made the decision not to show it here to our YouTube audience or to our live viewing audience just because it's so awful. The guy is driving along the interstate. He decides in this massive tractor trailer, it's like a full-size 80,000-pound semi. He decides to make a U-turn across one of those medians, which is generally only for emergency vehicles.
Correct.
And there's a sign indicating as such. And he decides to make a U-turn right there because
illegal U-turn.
Illegal U-turn. Yeah. And as he's turning, the speed on that road is posted at 70 miles an hour.
And
so the people coming up behind him have no clue what this guy's doing. They don't even see it happening. And a van, a 2015 Chrysler Town & Country minivan that has 3 people in it, drives right underneath the trailer.
There's a story at My Northwest with a picture of the aftermath of the accident.
It's horrendous.
And the problem was when the story broke nationally, and it was immediately, like you said, it's a lightning rod story. It was everywhere, all at once. You're witnessing the accident from the dash cam of the driver. And in the dash cam's view is the truck crossing all 4 lanes of the freeway and the car.
So the way that the cameras, it's a really unbelievable video, and it's horrible to watch. But the video is pointed at the driver because obviously somebody owns this truck.
Yeah, and drivers are very carefully maintained when it's done legally. CDL license, they can't drive over a certain number of hours a day. They have commercial drivers have their cab monitored by video by the company on a regular basis. Safety is paramount.
What you don't want these guys doing is driving 24-hour shifts.
Right.
Dangerously, because these trucks can do a lot more damage to just the person in the truck.
And these rules were put into place out of necessity because drivers were pushing the envelope to make more money. They were taking supplements, or whatever, legal and illegal, to stay awake, to make miles, to make money.
And then you had zombie drivers who were just driving around like zombies. Very dangerous.
All that led to dash cams recording every operation.
So we have the dash cam, and it's facing this guy. He's 28-year-old. His name is I'm going to butcher the name, but it's Harjinder Singh. He came into the U.S. in 2018 through Mexico illegally, which is part of the conversation that we're having here, and obtained his commercial driver's license in Washington State. And the question is, how did he go about doing that? So he gets it in Washington State. He then gets another one in California, and then he gets a further one, I believe. The one in California replaced the one he had in Washington State, but then he came back and got another one in Washington State.
Yeah. So I think that's the right sequence of events.
But in this van, which is so horrible, these people never even had a chance. They're going full speed right into this side of this tractor trailer. It's the top of the van just gets lopped off. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's the worst you can imagine.
37-year-old woman from Pompano Beach, 54-year-old man from Miami, and the driver was a 30-year-old from Florida City. We don't know the relationship of these people. I don't know if they were related. They might have been, but The 30-year-old man who was driving, and I don't know how this is even possible, but he was actually alive when they transported him to the hospital. He later died from his injuries. So 3 people died as a result of this. But the question that everybody's asking, like, how did this guy, who, again, is an illegal immigrant into this country, should not be able to get a commercial driver's license to drive one of these trucks? Incredibly, it should be hard to do. And when police on the scene questioned him, they gave him some tests in the aftermath of this. He only was able to successfully answer 2 of 12 questions because he doesn't speak English.
Yeah, it was a language barrier. He wasn't intoxicated, wasn't under the influence of anything. It was just he just unqualified to be in the seat he was sitting in with his truck.
Completely unqualified.
And unlicensed. I mean, he was licensed, but illegally licensed. That's
but he shouldn't have had it. So how did he get it? So then he, beyond the verbal questions that they asked him, they also asked him to identify one of 4, or any of these 4 road signs to see, like, all right, well, are you at least understanding what these road signs were? He could only correctly identify one of the 4. This is not somebody who should have been in the cab of the truck.
No.
The other part, this is less of a Washington-related question, but it is disturbing when you watch the video, and he may be just in shock. I don't know. But when you see him, he seems almost unfazed by what has just happened. I don't know if he fully is understanding in the moment that a van has just gone. I would be freaking out. I would be freaking out if that happened. He seems kind of unfazed in the video, but then the further reports from the police are that he didn't seem to be too disturbed by what was happening. And I don't know what the mental state of this guy is.
Yeah.
I that's all speculation. But the fact that they took time to mention it in their reports, that he didn't seem to be too fazed about what was happening and that people had just died, is interesting. But the question, back to the question is, how is it possible that he got a CDL in Washington?
Well, he didn't. He did. He issued one.
Yeah.
He didn't earn one, I guess is the way I want to phrase this. He was into the country. His status in the country was
But
illegal.
they gave him one.
No, I understand, but because this point's been much has been made about the fact that he was an illegal immigrant, and that is not why he didn't deserve a CDL.
No, he didn't deserve a CDL because he didn't pass. He didn't have the ability to do the job he was doing. He can't speak English.
Well,
he shouldn't have been given a CDL.
I'm misspeaking here because there's a lot of layers to this, and some of them have been blown out of proportion, but some of them are very, very true and relevant to this story.
Yeah.
He was able to get a driver's license as an illegal immigrant to this country. That's a law in Washington. That's a law in California.
Yeah, in California. That's right.
And there are arguments for and against this, but that's beside the point. You were also able to get a CLP, a commercial learner's permit.
Yes.
With a valid driver's license, even if you are an illegal immigrant.
Yes.
Now you can drive a semi with a learner's permit as an illegal immigrant.
Yes.
With a licensed CDL operator in the cab. It's to drive them under training purposes only.
He did have somebody else in the cab with him.
And we don't know the status.
We don't know the status of that guy.
But the point is he wasn't driving this on a learner's permit.
He had a real CDL.
He had a real CDL issued,
Yeah.
and that's why it comes home, issued by a company in Washington.
Yeah.
Who is now being called out for the business practices of licensing this guy and many, many others.
Well, I don't know if he got it from that. Are you talking about the Auburn company?
Yes.
I don't know if that's the exact Auburn company. I know that there was a recent story about an Auburn company who was issuing CDL license, who's helping get people CDL licenses by sending envelopes stuffed with cash.
Yeah, they're not testing. They're not qualifying. They're not doing exams and practical education. They're just issuing licenses for money,
which is horrible. But Washington also has a practice of, let's see here, in California. California is considered, so you don't have to have, let's see here. Despite being an undocumented immigrant, this is a CDL process in California. Singh obtained a commercial license in California according to Florida Highway Patrol, where under state law, Assembly Bill 60, AB 60, permits undocumented individuals to apply for non-commercial driver's licenses with proof of identity and residency. So that's how he got his first driver's license. Once a person obtains a non-commercial Class C California driver's license, which is standard driver's license, they then can apply for a commercial learner's permit.
Right.
So if he had gone straight to the CDL and tried to get a commercial learner's permit, they would have said, no, you can't do that. You're not
a legal citizen of this country.
You're not a legal citizen.
Right.
But because he went and got a driver's license, which they don't care about in California, he was able to then bypass the other rules and regulations and to get the permit to drive
to get a permit, yeah.
We have similar rules in Washington State.
Yeah.
That seems dangerous to me. I mean, this is all the evidence that you need. This guy was.
I would disagree with you there. I think if someone has a driver's license and they're a qualified driver.
Do you think this guy was a qualified driver?
No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all.
Oh,
This guy was a maroon. If this guy's name was Bubba Butkus, he was born in Arkansas or wherever. If his name was Clip Stevenson, and he was born in Massachusetts.
His race doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. His national status doesn't matter. This guy was an idiot. This guy was an unqualified idiot on the road. That's why he took the life of these 3 people. My point is, you can get a driver's license in Washington. You can get a learner's permit for CDL, a CLP in Washington, and you can drive under the direction of a licensed driver for training purposes only.
Isn't that dangerous, though?
No, I don't think it's any more dangerous for someone who has a valid license and a valid learner's permit under guidance from a licensed operator. I don't think their legal status has bearing on safety.
We're seeing evidence, though, that this guy did not have what he needed to do the job.
Well, it's because he was issued a CDL by a company that was doing dirty business.
Well, no, in Washington. Washington issues those things. He got that in Washington.
The CDL he got in Washington.
So why
illegally?
Don't we have regulations in Washington about people getting these things?
Yes, and
how did he get one?
They were ignored by this company who was doing licenses for cash.
But the state still has a hand in that. So how is it possible that the state approved of this guy getting a CDL?
The state put a policy in place that this company violated. The law wasn't the problem. The problem was the law was.
You don't have to have, in 1993, they removed in Washington State, you don't have to have a Social Security number to get a license.
Right, that's correct.
Okay, so once you have that license, you can apply to get a CDL in Washington State. But you don't have to have a Social Security number. Isn't that a problem?
You can apply, but you won't get one.
This guy did.
No, this guy got a license by a company that didn't follow the guidelines.
So you're saying that Washington State has done everything correct?
Yeah, and this company.
I just don't think that's possible. Because how can this guy end up with one of these to kill 3 people?
Because a company violated the law by giving this guy a license when he was unqualified.
But if Washington State is looking the other way, while you have unqualified people who are obtaining CDLs, isn't that a problem?
Washington's not looking the other way. This company was breaking the law. The company that issued this to this guy broke the law.
One of the companies in Auburn. I don't know if that's where he got it. Is that the story? Is that the company you're referring to?
That's what I'm seeing here.
Charlie Harger has a story about a company in Auburn who also was under scrutiny for handing out licenses. We don't know. This is what Charlie had to say. He says, "This isn't the first time Washington's licensing system has come under fire. Earlier this year, a truck driving school in Western Washington was shut down after investigators found it was mailing cash to a state tester." Okay, so it's connected to the state.
Yeah.
The state tester is approving these things.
That's
so it's
who's proving the license.
Yes, so it's connected to the state. The bribe guaranteed unqualified drivers would pass the test without ever touching a truck. When the Department of Licensing retested those drivers, the results were alarming. 80% failed.
Right.
80% shouldn't have been behind the wheel of an 80,000-pound rig. Some drivers transferred their licenses to other state where retesting isn't required. So what I'm saying is Washington State, are they at all liable for what's happened in Florida?
Since they employed a guy who was a tester, who was supposed to be working for the state, validating these qualifications of these drivers, I think the state's liable in that. But I don't think the policy is at fault. Let me make a quick analogy for you.
Please.
If you're selling liquor, right, and you sell liquor to a minor, all right, the law is not the problem. You violating the law is the problem. There's a law in place to keep liquor out of the hands of minors. There's a law in place to keep unqualified or non-citizens from getting CDLs. That law was violated by this person who is issuing these licenses illegally.
But we have a practice in our state of not asking for further evidence of documents, right? Because you can be an undocumented person in our state. We just had this whole discussion yesterday about Bob Ferguson, who said he's not going to comply with certain federal regulations about people and ICE and all these different things.
Right.
Doesn't this kind of fall into that category a little bit where you're trying to, and I don't know what the motivation is for it, but if you're looking the other way and you're allowing people, for whatever reason, to obtain CDLs, which is, listen, it's different to me than a license. Maybe somebody gets a license and they drive around, they can get to a job, they can feed their family.
That's what the state issues.
But when you're driving an 80,000-pound truck,
there should be higher standards.
There should be higher standards,
and there are in place. And this company violated the standards that were in place.
This is only one company, though. The problem is it's not, even if the standards are in place, they're still not working because this guy was able to get one twice.
I hear you. And if this
that doesn't make any sense to me. I asked a friend of mine. I said, "What was the?" He's a commercial truck driver. He's been doing it for like 20 years. And I asked him if he could walk me through the process of getting a commercial driver's license. Was it difficult? How long did it take him? And this is what he said. He says, "Back when I did it 20 years ago, it was similar to getting your normal driver's license. You went in, you got your CDL learner's permit, and then you drove for so many hours." He says, "I want to say it was over 200 hours at the time."
Right.
You were driving alongside somebody that had a CDL.
Right.
And then You would schedule a test drive with a state-approved tester to go and then show them that you knew that you were doing. If you passed, they would then sign off on your that you passed, and then you went and got your hard copy license. He says this is a great way of doing it because the people you trained with were doing the work you likely would be doing, so that you were running a truck that was loaded versus empty versus just the school, which is what they do now.
Right.
You pay $3,500 or $5,000 to one of these schools that might be crooked. They put you in one of these trucks that has no loads associated with it. You're just learning to drive the truck.
Right.
And then sometimes you just put money in an envelope and it gets rubber stamped.
Well, again, that is the problem. Somebody violated the rules, ignored the safety guidelines, and issued these licenses to people without qualifying them. That is the problem, not the policy in place.
I think it would be also a good idea if these people who want these licenses speak the language of the roads that they're in, so they can read the signs.
And that was part of the violation of that company ignored that.
And if you require people to have correct identification to do that, that would be helpful.
Agreed.
Okay, so
totally. But again, this guy was an idiot who had no business being on the road, was completely unqualified. It resulted in the death of 3 innocent people.
But Washington gave him the CDL. I think they're liable for this. They approved this guy twice. I think that's a problem.
A crooked guy approved him, not the valid, legitimate state of Washington policies and procedures.
State of Washington got him a CDL twice. He got it in the state of Washington twice.
By somebody violating the rules and procedures. Issuing the license when he wasn't qualified because it was an envelope full of cash.
He was still able to get it. And I don't know, we don't know that it was an envelope full of cash.
Okay.
Do we?
Well,
do you know that? Because
no.
I haven't seen that anywhere.
That's what I'm reading from the story, is that a company that issued this guy a license in Washington.
Separate company, according to Charlie's story.
Well, whoever issued this guy a license violated the procedures and policies in place.
So
this guy was clearly
doing this 100%
unqualified.
right.
Someone violated the rules and policies by giving this guy a license.
I think Washington should be scrutinizing way closer.
I'm with you there.
Way closer.
Because if nuts like this get through, we got a genuine problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm with you, buddy.
All right. Speaking of Charlie Harger, he's got a really great story. We thought we'd invite him in to talk about it.
I can't believe he's hung out. He's a man who knows what he's doing.
He's a good man. Yeah. All those closures, all those Kroger, Fred Meyer's, QFCs that are closing. He's got a very interesting take on this. You're not going to want to miss it.
The John Curley Show.
I think the most talented person who's here, and it's John Curley.
By the way, that's my ringtone right there, Coach K.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
We were at this party and I said to you, what about Caitlin Clark? What do you about Caitlin Clark? You said, Curley, you don't know anything about basketball. Let me tell you something.
Sue Bird is the ultimate point guard. I love Sue Bird. Seattle was so very fortunate to have her as her idol, as her hero.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Hey, it's summer, and there's no better time than right now to protect your home with the help from the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. Years of experience in roofing and restoration, and their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship I know firsthand. Whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation like we did at Integrity, they do the best work I've ever seen in my life. They offer free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Give them a call at 206-202-ROOF. That's 206-202-ROOF, or visit integrityrc.com. Look at all the incredible reviews and see for yourself.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter is offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
When the heat's in 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net.
You can stay cool and save a cool 10% off an air conditioner or heat pump right now with Day and Night.
Northwest summers are beautiful, but there's always a long hot stretch that makes everyone say, man, AC sure would be nice. Well, except for that one annoying friend who won't stop talking about how great his AC is. Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Don't sweat through another summer. Have Day and Night keep your house cool and comfortable by installing a high-efficiency AC or heat pump. Or if you have an existing system, we'll come and service it. Make sure it's running efficiently and ready to cool when you need it.
When the summer is cooking, we're the place to be looking.
Dayandnight.net.
Call Day and Night now and save 10% off an air conditioner or heat pump. Plus, make no payments and pay no interest for a year OAC. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Dayandnight.net.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
It's Olympic Hot Tub's 48th birthday, and you get the gifts. Big savings on our saltwater hot spring spas, plus free Bluetooth music and interest-free financing for 3 years. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. An appeals court has thrown out the massive $500 million fine against President Trump in his New York fraud case. However, the court upheld the finding that Trump exaggerated his wealth for decades. He and his oldest sons can't serve in corporate leadership for a few years. Legal expert Lori Levinson.
It doesn't completely clear them of the fraud, but it certainly takes away the financial punishments that the Court of Appeal thought was excessive.
President Trump plans to patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. tonight alongside law enforcement. Trump had ordered the federal government to take control of the D.C. Police Department, arguing earlier.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore.
D.C.'s mayor says crime has actually decreased since the pandemic. Kroger claims rising crime and regulations are forcing it to close some Fred Meyer and QFC stores in Western Washington. Kent Mayor Dana Ralph is concerned neighborhoods will turn into food deserts as Kroger moves to close Puget Sound stores, 6 of them, including a Fred Meyer in her city.
It creates a large gap for the residents in that area.
Under their contracts, union workers will be found positions at other stores. Jobless claims ticked up last week, and CBS's Javier David says nearly 2 million people have been out of work for an extended period of time.
A clear signal of an employment sector that's just in limbo. We're not getting mass firings. That's a good thing. The unemployment rate is pretty steady around above 4%, but it's getting harder for people without jobs to find employment.
Boeing is losing ground to Airbus. Bloomberg reporting the Airbus A320 is just 20 planes away from overtaking Boeing's 737 as the most delivered jet in history. Boeing says it is ramping up 737 MAX production after safety-related slowdowns. Washington State's first in-and-out burger joint is opened in Ridgefield. Some customers waited for hours in line. KIRO 7 TV spoke to a loyalist.
There's haters that are like, oh, it's not that good, but I'm like, come on down and try it. It'll probably change your mind.
In-N-Out has also filed to open a restaurant in Vancouver, Washington. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 142 points. NASDAQ off 57. Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Thanks, Heather. Seattle Sports has our update. Tacoma to Olympia has climbed an hour and 15-minute commute. There are no blocking issues here, just a really thick 4-mile backup through JBLM starting near Gravely Lake Drive. In Auburn, eastbound 18 jams up briefly from Military Road over to the Outlet Mall. Heading over Tiger Mountain, eastbound 18 has thinned out since our last report, but you're still crowded from the summit over to the Deep Creek road work, about a 3-mile backup here. North 405 still slows to the Renton S curves. South 405 is filling in between Factoria and Renton. Bellevue to Renton will take you right around 15 minutes. Linwood to Seattle is a half-hour drive, and the Clinton-Mukilteo ferry route now reporting a 2-hour wait for drivers at both terminals. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the upper 70s. It's 72 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We're very excited to welcome Charlie Harger from Seattle's Morning News with us. He normally does not stay this late in the day, but he's a pal. So, Charlie, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good to be here, Jay.
There's been these announcements about these different, it's a Kroger-owned business, so Fred Meyer or QFC. They're closing some locations. I think they've announced they're going to be closing 60 nationally and 6 here locally that we know of. And one of the big questions around why they're closing these businesses, because people have been saying, well, why would you do this? You're creating food deserts. And Kroger put out an announcement that said, listen, it's really, really tough to keep businesses going when all of our product just walks out the door. People are not paying for it. And you have an interesting article on mynorthwest.com about this. Tell us a bit about that.
So I have been, over the past several months, talking with people who are recovering from addiction, people who have been there, done that, and have lived experience. And a recurring theme I'm hearing from so many of them is the way they pay for their addiction is not by selling blood, it's by shoplifting. Boosting. And what they will do is they will go into stores, Fred Meyer, QFC, wherever, and they will steal enough items in order to get their fix for the day. And so they steal, they sell it, they get high, they start to lose that high and go back and steal and sell it and get high. It's a vicious circle. That is, of course, not the only reason that Fred Meyers are shutting down. There are a multitude of other regulatory reasons. But I think when we say that this isn't happening or somehow that shoplifting is less, I don't think that really reflects the reality on the ground. And so I wanted to play for you. This is a guy named Adam. He is several months into his recovery. And I just asked him what he did in order to make money to pay for his
habit. Yeah.
They had a $150 day habit, so you get half price on things.
Yeah.
So they're stealing $300 a day.
times 365.
So you're going around the stores and stealing enough to pay for your drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, and he is in recovery now?
He is in recovery. This is something, we all know people who have faced addiction. This is something that is day-to-day for him right now. But he wants to get the word out about what's happening, and he also wants to get the word out that recovery is possible.
Let me ask you this question, because I was at a barbecue last night, and we were talking about this issue of these grocery stores closing down. And one of my buddies one of my neighbors, very good guy, he goes, well, these people who are stealing things to feed addictions, they don't have other places to go. There's no way for them to get the help that they need because all these shelters are closing down and they're so overfilled. Was that what you found when you looked into this?
100% no.
Really?
100% no. That is a fabrication being put forward because we are harm reduction first in this county, in this state. We will say, no, there aren't spaces for people. And that's because we don't expect sobriety. If we talk to people about going into detox and going into recovery, I checked with 2 different organizations on Wednesday night. Hey, if somebody is 100% broke, they have no money, do you have a space for them tomorrow? They said 100% yes. Now, if every single person who is addicted and whatever were to come at the same time, that would be a different story. But anybody that wants help right now, one of the guys, Art Dolan from Battlefield Addiction, told me this is the most he has ever seen in terms of capacity in the 14 years he's been doing it.
As in spaces available.
Spaces available right now for people to get into recovery. But here's the thing. Those are organizations that are demanding sobriety and as a condition of remaining in the program. That is darn hard to do, to stay sober. And anybody who has been through addiction, very well that it is a struggle and they don't want to face that discomfort of getting sober. So that's why a lot of people turn it down.
Did you have a chance to ask Adam about that? Somebody who's actually in recovery now? I imagine he was at an inflection point in his life where he had to either be forced into recovery or he made that choice himself.
This is a guy who was a successful business person. He was a district manager for a local retail business. He was very well esteemed, but the drug of choice, I think his was meth. His drug of choice was so powerful to him that he blew it all. And he had been in rehab time and time again, but had never gotten sober. Finally, it has started to click for him.
Well, somebody who's been through rehab, 28-day inpatient rehab. I've been in recovery for 32 years. I mean, it's great to know that there are beds available, space available in these recovery centers for people who want this help. But the problem is, it's such a multifaceted situation, both with the closure of grocery outlets in town. Like Charlie said, there's so many facets, whether it's increased labor costs, increased food costs, whatever it is. And theft is definitely a factor in this thing. I was very naive. Jake and I talked about this earlier in the week. I was under this kind of comfortable delusion that it was hungry people stealing to feed their families. And I knew that there was some folks that were doing this for drugs. I didn't realize it was so prevalent that drug addiction drove such a large portion of the retail theft that is causing these businesses to force to close their doors. If you can get them into recovery, that's great. People, you said, was it Adam, the gentleman you spoke with? He had been multiple times trying to get sober. It doesn't work until you're ready to get clean. When you have somebody who's living on the streets with no other options in their life and they're surrounded by a life of hopelessness, getting clean's great. You have to want to get clean. You won't get clean till you're ready. But when you get clean, you have to have some place to go. Like you mentioned, people have to stay in recovery to stay in these programs. A lot of people who beat addiction and then if they go back to the streets, the chances of them remaining sober are very, very low.
I think it's really important to expect sobriety, however. And what you guys may or may not know is that is not an expectation. If you are encountered by somebody from different mental health services, they will not ask you whether you would like to go into detox or rehab. You have to proactively ask for help. That's a harm reduction model. They will hand you the needles, they will hand you the pipe, the foil, whatever you need, but they won't ask you or tell you, hey, here are resources for recovery. We really think you should go into detox or rehab. I see the look on your face, and that's the exact look on my face when I started following this.
If someone comes in, because I see the value and the intent of harm reduction programs because the secondary, effects of drug use, dirty needles, corrupt drugs, whatever it is, polluted drugs, I should say, maybe is a better word. I can see the value of eliminating those additional risks. But if someone's coming to you for drug paraphernalia, if you don't at least get a chance to say, hey, have you considered maybe a life without drugs? Would you like information about how you can end this addiction cycle that you're in? You can't even say that to people?
You would assume that would be the very first question.
That's the most logical sense thing to say to an addict.
Hey, man, you don't look good. I really think you should get into detox rehab. Here are some resources. That does not get asked.
Can you imagine if it was your job handing them the needle but not giving them the option to get clean? And that's the protocol? Yeah. That makes zero sense to me.
I don't know if I could do something like that.
I don't think I could
without telling people there's a better life.
Then you're just a pusher. What are you even doing?
I think their argument would be, if I could maybe paraphrase, is, look, we want somebody to be able to live another day. If you can keep them alive long enough that they want recovery, that is what we're attempting to do. I'm not saying I agree with that, but that's the argument.
I understand. That's the most charitable version of that argument.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you're not offering them the resource to a hope at a better day, if you're just saying, here's another thing to tie off with, here's another needle. Yeah.
Well, if
the state's even discussing, we'll give you your drugs, we'll bring it to you. Now you're just dealing to these people, and you're not helping them out of that situation. You're kind of keeping them in that situation.
Yeah, but to Charlie's point also, if you don't offer them these things, they, as an addict, are going to seek them elsewhere. They're going to seek maybe poison drugs. They're going to seek dirty needles. I mean, there's not an
you
easy
and I
or clean
very
win.
much disagree on handing people drugs from the state.
Dude, I'm with you. There's, like, to Charlie's point, there's a much saner and better way to deal with addicts. But you got to admit, though, when somebody doesn't get the harm reduction supplies, they're going to keep looking for supplies and for drugs.
I know
and the other options are much more dangerous.
It would be a better thing for them to not hand them anything and to just go out and say, hey, why don't we offer you help?
Yeah.
They should try that for 2 months before they hand them more drugs. That would be what I would say.
I'd go with that program.
Yeah, let's try that out.
Let's try it.
Charlie Harger, you're a great guy. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment, and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone, so now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally finally understand what's happening and what to do about it. Take the first step. Call 425-633-1810 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station with the 12s, hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're very excited to welcome Laura back to the show. Laura, welcome back.
Hi, I'm so excited to be home.
You were gone for a long weekend of wedding fun. Is that where you were?
Yes, I was in Michigan watching my oldest cousin get married.
Nice.
I probably shouldn't call him my oldest cousin, right?
No,
There's probably
your-
a better way to say that.
Firstborn cousin?
No, oldest. That's not an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old enough still somebody picked them up and married them. That's
Yeah.
good.
No, they're still
Right?
young enough to
Yeah,
be getting
there you
married.
go.
Married for the first time?
Yes.
That's exciting. That's great.
Beautiful.
So it was a destination wedding, which is, I love destination weddings. I don't know how much I would love them now with a bunch of kids, but
Well, I don't know how much I loved it with the destination being Sturgis, Michigan. Have you heard of Sturgis?
I've never
No.
been to Michigan, actually. So
None of the rest of us had either.
Is it super rural on a lake? I mean,
Very
is that
rural.
picturesque?
Very rural, no lake.
Okay.
That's not the Harley Davidson place.
No,
is it?
that's South Dakota.
Oh, okay. That's South Dakota.
Yeah.
Have you been
Which,
to that?
by the
one?
way,
I've been to Sturgis.
Don't accidentally book a flight to the Dakotas when you're trying to go to Sturgis, Michigan,
Yeah.
because that kept popping up as an option for me.
Oh, really?
You fly into Rapid City as opposed to Grand Rapids, where you had to fly into, right?
Extremely confusing.
Yeah.
Was there
seriously.
any fun wedding stories or any did the wedding go well? Did
Oh
they
my gosh,
reco-
it was beautiful.
Were
Yeah.
there's a new wedding trend where they don't allow kids to go to weddings. Was
No
there any
kids. There was not a single child.
Did they tell you that ahead of time? Or was it just kind of nobody had kids?
I think the people who had kids have just had kids because this couple was in their early 30s. So
they just self-selected to not come because they have a tiny baby.
It was a kid-free wedding.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
Did they tell you more than 9 months before the wedding? Because what happens if you say I'm coming, all of a sudden, boom, you get a kid.
It's true.
Yeah. Got to give heads up.
How do you guys feel about childless weddings? What do you guys think about that?
My kid just had one.
Yep.
And it was a point of contention because
it always is.
Somebody came in from across the country. My new son-in-law's family is extensive, and they came in from Vermont with their 2 kids. And their 2 kids.
Despite the
directive? They brought kids?
Well, they brought kids across the country because they couldn't come for a week of wedding festivities, the rehearsal dinners, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
And they brought the kids, and the kids actually came to the wedding beforehand.
Okay.
And were part of the pre-wedding kind of gathering.
But the day of?
No, they came to the actual wedding itself before the ceremony.
Approved?
Well, it was a compromise. It was a compromise because before the wedding started, the kids left with another family member.
Okay.
We made sure that someone who wasn't going to be in attendance to the wedding was there to help take the kids away, had a little fun experience, saw everybody in their finest
I like
attire, and then the kids left for the wedding and weren't at the reception.
So you didn't treat them like they had leprosy or
anything? No.
Yeah.
They're great kids.
Yeah, good
No one
kids.
hissed at them.
Yeah.
Well,
get out of here, children.
Yeah. I gave them a donut and sent them on their way. I was a nice guy.
It is a point of contention, but this was not the case here. Nobody seemed to be too bothered by it.
No, it actually took me a minute to notice that there were no children. I think reception.
Why am I so happy?
why is no one screaming?
Why is this going so well?
Why is there nothing sticky on my dress? No, it was great. I think a reception without kids is fantastic. Everyone gets to have more fun. Everyone gets to dance and be silly. No one's monitoring kids. No one's leaving early for kids.
Yeah.
But I did miss the cuteness of little flower girls or ring bearer walking down the aisle.
They didn't even have
they didn't have that.
VIP kids? They didn't have any of that?
No VIPs.
Wow. That's
VIKs.
Kid catcher territory.
That was kind of missing. I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Nothing like a little tot rolling down the aisle, afraid.
You also want youth and life represented at a wedding. A wedding is about like a new, exciting beginning, and that generally means people who want families. And so when you're saying, by the way, no families at this wedding, I understand people who are upset by it.
It's a choice. You know.
I feel more selfishly that when I was that age, all I wanted to do was be a flower girl. And there's very few weddings where you're able to be a flower. It depends on like how many siblings your parents have, right? And are you going to be the chosen flower girls? And that was like the highlight of weddings for me as a kid, was getting a special dress, and I'd get to go see the bride before anyone else did.
Any
I'd
special?
Get my hair done.
Speaking of special, any special? A lot of times people meet each other at weddings. I've seen Wedding Crashers, and that's a big plot line in that movie.
It's one of the leading points of hookup.
Yeah, they're trying
in
to
American
meet people.
culture.
Okay, so you guys haven't watched New Girl, right?
No.
I ended up in a total New Girl scenario where there's a great scene where Zooey Deschanel is battling with, oh my gosh, some really pretty actress for a guy at a wedding. They're doing like a dance off, and she goes, "Biden him, just be there," just like end of the night, be there.
Is that what happened?
It goes to get a drink, be there.
That's awesome.
It was me and 2 other girls all swarming around the one single guy who's a homeowner.
Weddings are great. Oh yeah, who's a homeowner?
Whose parents were there, who were lovely. I was like, oh my God, I want them to be my mother and father-in-law.
That's the perfect storm.
They were so nice.
He's financially already like independent, and he comes from a good family.
Yeah.
Is he a man of Michigan though?
He is a man of Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying. I don't want to lose Laura to her dream life in Michigan.
I'd much rather Laura have a long, happy marriage
amongst the trees.
Then she'll do fine.
That was very selfish.
She could maybe convince him to move here. Maybe he moves to Seattle. He's obviously a wealthy man. Maybe he could come
sell
here.
that house, buy another one.
No, sell that house and buy a garage in Washington.
A condo, maybe.
Yeah,
move into your apartment.
No, you wish.
with your lovely cat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pulling for you. I hope it works out with him. Did you get his number? Did you get any of that?
No.
Oh, you came in second in the three-way race.
Oh, please. I didn't come in second. I removed myself from the fray. Are you kidding?
Spike is just not being very kind.
I'm just a realist.
All right, we got a lot more coming up.
I'm sorry.
Can I pick a gripe with Seattle teachers when we come back?
Sure.
I like teachers, but I did just see the story, and I just...
Oh, this is the new contract story.
Scratching my head, folks, and I don't understand this, and maybe you can explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. Like you're my kindergarten teacher. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way, he was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done. And he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
We identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
You're in your car every day, but when's the last time your car had a checkup? At Subaru of Puyallup, we make it easy with stress-free service. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Swing by before work, after work, or whenever it fits your schedule. No hassle, no pressure, just expert care on your schedule. Your car deserves it, and so do you. Schedule your appointment today at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Hartley and Brent Wilcox on mobile pasture eggs from Wilcox Family Farms.
Hartley, you work with our mobile pasture barns. Tell us what mobile pasture means.
Well, mobile pasture is using a big tractor to pull the barns to new pasture each week. So the hens have fresh, green, nutritious grass to eat every day.
Why is that important?
Well, hens can get about 35% of their diet from the grass and bugs in the pasture. So before they pick one area clean, we just hook the tractor up and move it to fresh green grass.
And the fresh grass makes for the most amazing colored yolks.
At Wilcox Farms, we have over 500 acres of organic pastureland that ensures we never run out of fresh Northwest grass for our hens.
Always check the carton to make sure it's local.
When you see Wilcox, you know it's local, you know it's fresh.
Wilcox is the only local mobile pasture in the Northwest.
You really have to see videos of how it works.
And you can at wilcoxfarms.com.
Remember, the grass is always greener at Wilcox Farms.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hurricane Aaron pummeled the Outer Banks in North Carolina today. It's now veering out to sea, but it's still dangerous. This man in Ocean City, Maryland.
We think about rip currents now. It's all over the news. So that's like in the back of your mind. So I have 2 little boys, so I like constantly have to keep an eye on them because, you know, I see that every day and it's kind of scary, actually.
And Sophia Hall reports New York is preparing.
Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine says it's rough being by the water on Long Island.
I was out at Shinnecock, and as the wave broke, it broke right over me. So I know exactly the force of those high waves and what they can do.
He says if things get really bad, possibly Fire Island will be evacuated.
We're prepared for this hurricane as best we can. It will threaten Fire Island and some of our ocean beaches.
Flooding and erosion is expected at Long Island beaches. Sophia Hall for CBS News, New York.
In the West, another day of extreme heat. Meteorologist Kate Bilo.
This is intense heat even for the desert Southwest. We're looking at triple-digit highs, 110 degrees for the next 3 days in Phoenix, and it is only going to get worse as we go through the next few days up across Las Vegas, portions of Southern California, and right on up into parts of the Pacific Northwest, even just roasting under this brutal heat.
An appeals court in New York today threw out a more than $500 million civil penalty guilty against President Trump for exaggerating his wealth. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
The New York Attorney General will no doubt appeal this decision. Donald Trump might as well, too, because several of the appeals court justices expressed concern as to the political nature of this case. Today's ruling specifically raises the specter that some of the motivation for her prosecution was possibly political in nature.
36 years after Lyle and Eric Menendez killed their wealthy parents in Beverly Hills, the brothers are asking to be released on parole. Eric's hearing was today. Reporter Nick Zetsevich.
Nearly 24 family members said that they would attend these hearings to show their support for parole. They say the brothers have shown remorse and a commitment to improving themselves.
If parole is granted, Governor Newsom would have the final say. President Trump says he plans to join police and National Guard troops tonight in the nation's capital to get a first-hand look at how anti-crime operations are going. Protesters with a group called Free DC plan to take to the streets as well, with noisemakers, pots and pans, demanding federal forces leave the district. On Wall Street today, stocks finished lower again, the Dow off 152. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A car riddled with bullets. The story coming up at first. Nate Connors is at the KIRO Newsradio Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Heather. Home Comfort Alliance has this update. Tacoma to Olympia is still hovering at an hour and 15 minutes. You've got a 4 to 5 mile backup now through JBLM. That is a thick backup, and it starts near Gravely Lake Drive. More crowding ahead of you as you head into Olympia. Over in Auburn, eastbound 18, now heavy from Weyerhaeuser Way all the way over to the Outlet Mall. As far as I can tell, this is just volume. I'm not seeing anything on the cameras showing any blocking issues. Heading over Tiger Mountain, eastbound 18, you're backed up from the Summit over to Deep Creek. Westbound 18 now packed from I-90 to Deep Creek. Both of these are 2 mile backups. South Center to Bellevue, 25 minutes. Bellevue to Renton's at 20. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you a half hour. Your backup starts in Northgate. And we're looking at some backups down there at the First Avenue South Bridge from a recent closure for marine traffic. Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. King County detectives are searching for the gunman who left a car riddled with bullets last night on Des Moines Boulevard. That's just across the Duwamish from Boeing Field. One person died. Captain Tim Meyer tells independent journalist Steve Hickey.
Detectives are very early in their work, and it's going to take some time to certainly determine what happened.
No arrests. Federal Way police say they have arrested a suspect in a deadly shooting that happened Monday at the Shores Apartments along 3rd Place Southwest. The victim died at the scene. No details on the suspect, but police originally said they thought the gunman knew people inside the apartment. He was catching bad guys just last week.
On the ground, you're going to get bit.
That's K9 Chewbacca, or Chewy, helping catch a car prowler. Redmond police sharing the news on social media today that Chewy has died due to a medical issue that was uncovered over the weekend. Along with his partner, Officer Zach Perkins, Chewy responded to more than 112 patrol calls and helped nab 27 suspects over 2 years. Engineers are assessing damage to the State Route 410 White River Bridge in Buckley. It's been closed since a semi-truck slammed into it Monday. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson says there is a workaround.
We're seeing a lot of people changing their commute from 4 wheels to 2, taking the Foothills Trail Bridge. According to the maps, that takes about 20 minutes to get from Buckley to Enumclaw versus the hour it takes to go all the way around.
I am thankful that this is here so that if people need something and they have friends on the other side or vice versa, we can meet.
SR 410 still closed. There is no estimated time for it to reopen.
Emergency crews are also taking the Foothills Bridge as a detour. With the FIFA World Cup less than a year away, Western Washington cities are preparing to get spectators to matches and official fan zones. Pierce County Executive Ryan Mello.
The region is expecting hundreds of millions of dollars of economic impact. We're expecting 750,000 people, visitors from around the world.
He says the county will add buses, routes, and personnel. They're also going to incorporate trains, light rail, and ferries to make sure fans can get where they they want to go, with enough capacity to accommodate locals who still need to get to work and school. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the upper 70s. It's 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. That was the fastest hour in radio. First hour, boom, flies by. That's how we do it. If you guys are not already enjoying us on YouTube, you should get on over there. Go to YouTube, search KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, and you can just click on the Jake and Spike Show live. Ton of fun. People talk in the chat line, which is a ton of fun. Everybody gets to know each other. Love connections are made.
We had our first get-together yesterday among listeners. Jake and I were, during the show, Jake and I were working for you. People got together at
Did you hear that, Laura?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Yesterday on the chat line, somebody put in there, they said they're going to be at such and I think there was the Greenwood Fred Meyer.
Yeah, and there's a Starbucks there, I believe.
They said, let's meet up and grab coffee and we can listen to the show, watch the show together. So they did.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that fun?
Was this a love connection?
No. These were just people, like-minded folks hanging out, having fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what they did.
But
it's embarrassing when you laugh by yourself when you're alone in a room, so it's nice when you're laughing with other people.
It is better.
Takes away the social stigma.
Although we laugh a lot alone. Can we? I gotta understand this story. I asked you before the break if I could ask a few questions about this new teacher contract in Seattle.
You had some concerns, and I'm trying to clean it up a little bit because you were
I don't know if it's concerns.
Okay,
it's confusion.
There you go.
So I need somebody to school me, get it, on what's going on here. So explain this. So school starts September 3rd in the Seattle School District.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of kids going back to school. They all have various dates, but it's right around that time of year. And in Seattle, the teachers union was renegotiating a contract. Their last contract was in 2022.
2022, and if I remember correctly, they didn't get it done in time, and there was a delay to the start of the school year.
There was a delay.
So this year they got together and hammered out a new agreement, a one-year agreement.
Yep. And they said, let's get this done quick. Let's not get into the nitty-gritty. Let's just get what we want quickly, and so we don't have any interruptions in classrooms, which is great.
Beautiful.
I like that. What I don't understand is this. All right, here's what they did. And I also want to preface this by saying we're a public school family. We have kids in public school.
Yeah.
I went to public school. I spent a portion of my childhood going to private school. Then I went to public school. I've had all of the experiences. So this is not speaking negatively about teachers. Individual teachers, I love.
Sure, you bet. They change lives.
They can.
They can. You're right. They can.
Good and bad.
They can.
They
You're
can
right.
change it in both ways.
It's never a good idea to generalize any one group of people by the actions of a couple.
There's a lot of bad teachers. There's a lot of good teachers.
A lot of great teachers.
The good teachers, I think, should be paid a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And the bad teachers should be able to be fired quicker. But that's a different
Even
conversation.
Your common sense solutions.
Here's what I don't understand. Isn't the Seattle School District in a pretty bad place financially right now?
Yeah, they're behind the eight ball. They're underwater.
Why are teachers getting a pay increase? And it's not massive. And again, I was even debating, do we even want to talk about this? Is it going to feel nitpicky? I don't want it to feel like I'm just whining and complaining about teachers. I want them to know that I'm a friend of teacher. That was a funny face.
That was an interest. Well, look at this.
I apologize for our live stream cameras.
That's all right. I'll talk accordingly.
You're massive on the screen.
Yeah, those of you who are watching the YouTube channel that get to see my big giant head. No. I think the camera is focused on IQ. It's proportioned by IQ. Jake has a very small head.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. That was too stupid.
I didn't even understand the joke until a second ago, proving your point. All right, so
silence.
So the teachers are getting
Please
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
The microphone because he's an idiot. Please take that off the camera.
If you're not watching, you're missing on a giant head. Spike already has a big head in real life.
I really do. I have a disproportionately large head.
But when the camera,
we're working on troubleshooting
I think we're shooting for a dermatology endorsements. What we're doing here. We're showing my terribly ruddy skin made by years of horrible fit choices.
You look great.
Yeah, okay.
You look great.
We need to get you the sharp vision monolaser lens because you think that looks great.
That's a smart new haircut you got too.
It is a smart new haircut. Thank you. Yeah,
I
got my money's worth too.
All right. Speaking of money's worth,
haircut you'll
back
ever
to
get.
the teachers.
Yes. Good segue.
They get a 2.5% salary increase.
Right.
Again, not massive. You could equate that to like a cost of living increase.
And that was their thought was they need to be able to stay and live and work in Seattle. Because it wasn't just the teachers benefiting from this pay increase, was also the peripheral ancillary players in the education system in city of Seattle, the para-educators, the teaching assistants, those kind of folks, because they play an important role in the classroom and the experience kids have.
I'm betting a lot of the teachers who work in Seattle don't live in Seattle. Seattle's very expensive. The average teacher pay in Seattle is $93,000.
That's tough.
We recently had a story. Seattle Times recently had a story where they said the average pay for somebody who needs the amount of money you need to rent a one-bedroom apartment and live comfortably in Seattle was $92,000.
Right.
So I doubt a lot of these teachers who have been teaching for a while want to be living in a one-bedroom apartment. So I'm thinking they probably
family,
are married couples, they live somewhere else.
Sure.
Yeah.
A lot of these, by the way, a lot of these paraeducators, peripheral players, had to have second jobs.
Sure.
To maintain the ability to live and work in Seattle. That's why they're included in this.
I'm fine with that if you're making that choice. All right. So the 2.5% salary increase, again, it's not a massive number, but the thing that jumps out at me is they don't have the money. The Seattle Times actually talks about it in the article. They say the one-year contract will cost the district $18 million, which is $7 million more than they can account for. They say $7 million of it is unfunded in the district's general fund.
Yeah.
Which means they're just kind of kicking that can down the road.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, this sounds so familiar. Why does this sound so familiar? And then you go back to 2022 and you look at what happened in 2022. It's kind of the exact same thing.
Yeah, they entered into a contract counting on funding that came from the federal government at the time.
Listen to this, yeah.
Right?
So Seattle closed a agreement. This is back from 2022, another Seattle Times article. The Seattle Education Association, SEA, and the school board agreed to a 3-year agreement that would cost the district $228 million. The district already had projected millions of dollars to be in budget shortfalls for the next 3 school years, and the contract would add nearly $92 million to that shortfall, which is exactly the amount of money that they find themselves now in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And approximately, maybe not exactly, but approximately. And weren't they just talking about having to shut down like 20-something schools, which then had a huge reaction from the parents who said, what are you guys talking about shutting down schools? You're going to like bus our kids across town away from their friends. You're going to mix them all up in ways that we don't want to see because we love the neighborhoods that we're in. We love the teachers here. So the schools were going to all have to be shut down. And then they said, no, we're not going to close 20. How do you guys feel about 5 or 6, maybe 3? And then all the parents were like, no. And I don't even know where that stands. I don't know how many schools are going to end up closing down. I think in that case too, they said, well, we're just going to kind of figure it out. We'll reapproach this at a later date. And I don't know if I've ever seen any updates on that.
I don't know if I've seen a final number of schools, if any at all, were closed because of that. You're right.
So that's my question. In 2022, they used COVID funds. Seattle school districts received about $145 million in COVID funds that went to every school district in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they used that money to give raises to the teachers to the tune of like almost 7%, which is a pretty fair raise when you consider that in 2022, a lot of people were losing jobs.
Sure, yeah.
So my question is, we're now doing an additional raise beyond what they got from 2022. Again, I understand cost of living, this and that, but can they afford to be doing this if this is just like the same thing they've been doing, which is to pay teachers more money than they have? How are they going to continue operating like this? Does this make sense to you? Can you help me explain this?
Well, I get your question. How do you keep spending money you don't have?
Yes.
Did you learn nothing from 2022?
Thank you.
And here we are again. And I'm amazed that of an $18 million cost of increase for this new teacher contract.
That only $7 million is unaccounted for.
Is unaccounted. I can't believe they didn't spend 18 they didn't have. I'm amazed. Maybe that's some progress. That they had 60% of what they spent.
I don't know.
But still, how do you spend $7 million you don't have on these teachers' salaries? And again, Jake, you or I aren't saying teachers aren't worth money, and you got to pay people to have the best people.
Good teachers are worth money.
Good teachers are worth money.
Yeah.
And it's not about whether they're worth a cost of living increase. We're not debating the quality of teacher because that's a case by case basis.
Sure.
We're talking about spending $7 million you don't have.
When the result is that the school has to take drastic actions and shut down schools.
Or
so the question is like
programs.
You'd cancel music programs like in Edmonds or like in the Pierce County School District we were just talking about earlier this week.
Resource officers.
They cannot even afford to have cops in their district on campus as SROs because they don't have an extra $170,000. I was talking about this last night. I was at a barbecue last night with some friends. I mentioned it earlier. But I was at a barbecue with some friends, impromptu. Thank you so much, neighbors, for having a barbecue. That was nice.
Nice way to spend a weeknight.
It was the best way to
Summer
spend a
weather,
weeknight.
yeah.
Somebody calls over and says, hey, you want to come over and eat free hamburgers
Boom.
and drink beer on our deck? Yes.
Now,
the answer is yes.
Was it a no kids barbecue, or did we able
No,
to
we
bring...
had there's a million kids.
That's neighborly.
Yeah. That's family.
Yeah, baby.
No, but I was talking about this with them, and we were discussing just the administrative pay at these schools is high.
Yeah.
It's very, very high. And so when you're having to explain to parents that we can't come up with $170,000 to have resource officers who are armed guards keeping your kids safe in the event that something horrible happens, they're on campus, they're ready to go, they're ready to help you, which I as a parent actually do appreciate. When you're having those conversations with the parents and then you're turning around, and different school districts I understand, but it's the same story, turning around and you're giving raises to teachers and administrators and you don't have the money, that I don't understand, because I operate in the private business world where companies who don't have money just tell you, we're not giving you a raise this year.
We don't have the money.
We don't have the money.
Yeah.
In fact, I have worked for businesses where during really bad times, like do you remember the Great Recession back in like 2008, 2009?
Of course I do.
Where they literally said everybody's going to be taking a pay decrease.
Yep. Getting a haircut.
And we're going to let you keep your jobs, which is great, but you're going to have to make do with less. And people were pretty glad to have it. Now, I'm not saying that Seattle's in that same situation.
Yeah, no, of course.
But they have run, like generally in Seattle, there's a lot of money flowing around. It's a very expensive place. It's a very wealthy place.
Got a big tax base for an affluent city. You bet.
But the school district is $90 million in all. And do you know what their budget is? I made you guess the other day on a school district. And
right, down in Franklin Pierce School District.
Franklin Pierce School District.
And I came in about 10% of the actual budget.
You said you thought their yearly budget was 8.
It was about 8 to 10.
It was 140.
140. Yeah, I wasn't.
Take a guess at what the Seattle Public Schools general fund operating budget is for 2024-25.
$500 million, $500 million, I'm going to guess.
$1.25 billion.
Again, I'm insultingly under budget.
I'm not even sitting here saying that like
1.2 billion.
1.25 billion with a B. When you see those kinds of numbers, they kind of jump off the page a little bit.
Yeah. It does. It jumps off the page, but I got to say something.
Please.
When you're a $1.25 billion budgeted department, entity, and you're only $90 million underwater, you're doing pretty good.
Bad.
You're doing pretty good.
That's bad.
There's a lot of it. It's less than...
You're almost 10% underwater. You're 8% underwater.
No, you're not.
You're operating at 8% deficit.
8%? Is that 8%? Oh, yeah, it's about 8%, yeah.
Isn't that about 8%? I could be wrong, but close. 10% would be 10% would be 100 million.
I thought, yeah.
Is that right?
Well, 10% would be 120 million.
Yeah.
So you're about 8%. Look at you.
So pretty close.
Look at you. Yeah.
Quick math when I need it.
Boom, baby.
I don't have the big head, but sometimes I come through. No, but I see these numbers and I just go like, why are people in Seattle satisfied? Why are all people satisfied in public school districts? We had this conversation yesterday, and I didn't even mean for this conversation to go here, but like, people having options is a good thing. Give people options, whether it's the voucher program, whether it's
tax credits,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's going to force districts to get smarter about the way that they're spending money.
Sure. It should.
This just doesn't seem super smart to me, but I don't know. I saw it. I was surprised by it. Was there anything else in this story that caught you off guard?
Well, there was one, because this new contract isn't just about a 2.5% pay increase for teachers and paraeducators and the peripheral players.
Sure.
It's also some different guidelines about discipline for students, for unruly students. Teachers' abilities to have support in dealing with kids who are discipline issue
Are
kids.
you allowed to kick them out of the classroom?
Yeah.
When does that happen?
What kind of procedures have to be put
absolutely should be.
Have to be able to put in place before a kid can be allowed back into a classroom. Something has to be done. A plan has to be made for making sure this isn't a continuing onward.
You're right. This was crazy that
there's a handbook.
There should be.
There is. Well, there is one. There is a handbook, and according to this new contract, it must be available for principals and administrators, program managers and principals to distribute to their staffs by December 15th.
Does school not start till December 15th?
I'm going back up to the top of the story, and I see that September 3rd is the opening day of school. And the guidelines for disciplinary procedures for students and teachers is December.
3 months later?
Are we just crossing our fingers and hoping that we don't have any kind of incidents before December?
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, shouldn't the procedures that are there for student safety, teacher safety, and the learning environment of everybody involved, a class's ability to absorb what the teacher is offering without disruption from unruly students. If there are guidelines and procedures in place, shouldn't they be placed before the first school bell rings on September 3rd? September.
What are
I
they
keep saying
doing?
December.
What are they doing?
They want to give them time to make sure they understand the material and then pass it out.
I mean, what? Somebody hands you one.
Is it in Xerox?
Yeah.
Is it being bound up in that machine that puts it into a nice plastic covered?
AI will literally do everything for you these days.
Hey,
go to AI and say, hey, you know what? We should do this for him. We'll just do it for free. We'll put it on AI. Say, AI, come up with a school procedure for removing unruly students and how do you deal with them?
The
best practices.
Seattle Association of Educational Office Professionals. That's the people in this guy. PDF us the file.
Yeah.
We'll have it to you by the 3rd.
It's done. It's done. I'm not even going to charge you. We're not even going to charge you any of that $1.25 billion.
Not even close. We'll help you close that budget gap. We'll get parent volunteers to distribute it to teachers and classrooms and administrators all across the district.
Perfect.
I guarantee you, parents in our audience would jump at the chance to make sure their kids are in a safer and more conducive environment to learning.
Spike, we solve problems here every day. Let's give ourselves a round of applause.
And
Good job.
thanks to Seattle Times for giving us that information. That's where we got that information too.
Yes.
Great
interesting.
story.
Very interesting.
Denise Superville, well done. Denisa, pardon me.
Yes, whatever your name is,
Denise
well
Superville.
done. Well done. All right, we got a lot more coming up. There's a couple things. There's a big national stories we should talk about. There's two giant national brands that seem to be, I don't know if you would say, killing themselves on the public stage right now. They're making decisions, though, that I don't know how they're justifying.
Okay.
They don't make sense. And I think it can be it could be a bad deal.
They're at the crossroads and they're taking the exit to the cliff.
There's two companies that I'm wondering if they're committing brand suicide as we speak, and we're going to talk about it. One of them is Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
I've
seen that story everywhere.
The other one is a car company.
Okay, yeah.
This is doing something that if you love cars, or if you've ever driven in a car, or if you know somebody who drives in a car, this is.
You ever put your foot down on the gas pedal?
This
next story matters to you.
You do not want to miss it. Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
I'm back. It's the final test.
Tonight, Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run.
Before the real deal.
You kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Jobs are on the line.
You know, who's on the initial 53, who's on the initial practice squad.
It's off to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay for the preseason finale. Seahawks, Packers, Saturday. Pre-game at 11 a.m. with Steve Rabel on the call. Kickoff at 1 p.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Was drafted in 1999 by the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was just absolutely a dream come true.
Todd's playing in the NBA is unique. His battle with neuropathy is not.
I first started noticing problems a couple years into my NBA career, and I felt like my sock was just balled up right in the arch of my foot, and there'd be areas of burning and tingling, and then there'd be other areas of deadness where there would be no response to touch. We tried everything possible, from surgery to different drugs, to try and take care of some of the symptoms.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, non-drug, pain-free procedures that have helped thousands of neuropathy sufferers find relief.
Now I'm able to spend more time doing the things that I enjoy, being on my feet.
If you experience numbness, shooting, or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
I'm back.
It's the final test.
Tonight, Charbonnet is going to rip off a big run.
Before the real deal.
You kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Jobs are on the line.
Who's in on the initial 53, who's on the initial practice squad.
It's off to historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay for the preseason finale. Seahawks, Packers, Saturday. Pre-game at 11 a.m. with Steve Rabel on the call. Kickoff at 1 p.m.
The 12s hear the Hawks right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter's offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Well, first he was the Rain Man, then a cannabis shop namesake. Now Sean Kemp is facing up to 9 months in jail. The very latest from KIRO News Radio's Gwen Baumgartner.
Uncertainty ahead for ex-supersonic Sean Kemp, pleading guilty to second-degree assault for his role in a 2023 shooting, a felony that could cost him months of jail time and his cannabis license. Annual renewal is required, but difficult with a felony conviction, says Brian Smith with the Liquor and Cannabis Board.
If you've been convicted of a felony within 10 years, our guidelines would say not to go forward with that license.
Smith says without it, Kemp may have to give up his 10% ownership of Kemp's cannabis for operations to continue. Gwen Baumgartner, KIRO News Radio.
18 Microsoft employees could face charges after being arrested during a protest at the company's Redmond campus. Police say they poured paint on a company sign, blocked a pedestrian bridge, and used stolen furniture to form a barrier at a protest yesterday. They are demanding Microsoft cut ties with Israel's military amid the conflict in Gaza. Turning now to the closing bell reports, prices in the West are rising faster than the rest of the country. Center Square looked at the inflation data in the Pacific region. That includes Washington, Oregon, California, Alaska, and Hawaii. Found prices here rose 3.3% over the past year. National average was 2.7%. Medical care, food, transportation costs drove the increase. The U.S. housing market perks up in July. CBS's Jason Brooks has more.
Sales of previously owned homes rose 2% in July from June, according to the National Association of Realtors, with sales up slightly from the year-ago pace. Prices continued to rise, with the median sales price up on a year-over-year basis for the 25th consecutive month. While affordability continues to be the big drag on home sales, mortgage rates eased slightly lower in July, with the 30-year fixed averaging 6.72%.
At the close today on Wall Street, a down day overall. The Dow lost 153, S&P lost 25, NASDAQ off 72 points. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk with Nate Connors.
Thank you, Aaron. Seattle Sports has the update. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10-minute trip. You've got a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup through JBLM starting near Thorn Lane, and then another backup forming now between Lacey and Olympia. Southbound 167 filling in the south end between Algona and Sumner. In Auburn, eastbound 18 heavy from Military Road over to the Outlet Mall. If you're heading over Tiger Mountain, we've still got some big backups east of the Summit. Eastbound 18 backs up from the Summit over to Deep Creek. Westbound 18 jams up from I-90 to Deep Creek, where we have ongoing road work. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Heavy volumes between Southeast 8th and Bellevue and the VMAC. North 5 heading into Seattle is crowded from the Michigan Curve up to I-90. South 5, you're crowded from Northgate already down to the Convention Center. Linwood to Seattle, right around a half-hour drive. And it's day 4 of the closure of the White River Bridge on State Route 410 in Buckley. Still no reopening date. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Do have a heat advisory in effect for much of the region. We'll see mid-80s take shape tomorrow and then upper 80s for the weekends. Right now, pleasant temperatures looking at mid-70s across the map. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, Spike and I both had a very strong reaction to this story, so we're gonna start with it in this segment, which I think is smart. Follow your gut. That's what they always say. Volkswagen. And I come from a family who has driven, and I know, Spike, you do too. You're a Volkswagen family.
I drove one in today.
Yeah.
I brought the kid
You brought
car.
the Bug?
Brought the kid car in today. Not the Bug, the Jetta.
Oh, the Jetta.
We got two.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 66 Beetle I'm restoring and a 2020 Jetta 2000 Jetta that my kids both learned to drive in.
That's classic.
It's still on the road today.
Classic.
I brought it in
Beautiful.
steady as a rock.
Beautiful. Yep. My family has been driving Volkswagens, although they don't. Does anybody in my family currently own a Volkswagen? No, they don't. They've been driving Volkswagens since, like, the earliest picture that I have of my parents as a couple together. It's adorable. They both look so young. What happens to the years? But they're leaning against the hood of a yellow Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah.
I want to say it was probably 1972 Beetle.
Okay. Yeah.
And they both look young, and the Beetle looks great. And there's just sun-kissed because they're down in L.A. and that's where they grew up.
Loving it.
But we've been a Volkswagen family my entire life. I had a Vanagon that I bought. I've told you my famous story about what happened to my Vanagon. But Volkswagen's doing this new thing, and I don't understand this. Listen to this. This actually almost seems criminal to me. Volkswagen is now offering. They have two vehicles they're offering this on: the ID3 Pro and the Pro S. Both of these models, they say, offer a maximum horsepower of 228 bhps, which is brake horsepower. Although, when you drive it off the lot, you're only getting 201 of those horsepowers. In order to get the extra 27 horsepowers, you have to subscribe to a monthly subscription. $20 a month. Or if you want to pay for the full year, you can get a little break. You can get $200 for the year.
Buy it in bulk, sure.
Or if you want to buy it permanently, you can pay an extra $760, and then
it's yours.
That whole engine's yours to do whatever you want with.
Exactly.
Which to me, when I saw this story, I thought this was absolutely insane. I don't know how as a brand that they can justify this.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And I want your take on this in just a second, Spike. Sure. But here's what Volkswagen had to say. Somebody asked them. They said, how can you justify this? Why are you the way that you are, Volkswagen? They said offering more power to customers is nothing new. Historically, many petrol and diesel vehicles have been offered with engines of the same size, but with the possibility of choosing one with more potency. These traditionally are higher up in the product range with more specific specification and a higher list price. That's a statement that was given out to the Auto Express UK.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a true statement.
No, it's not a true statement.
Yeah, sure it is. Why not?
Because you as the buyer are making the choice in the moment to say, you know what, I want a bigger power plant. I'm going to go from an F-150 to a 250.
Yeah, and you buy it at time of sale, and you ask for an additional engine. There's additional cost when doing so, yeah.
But if you're purchasing an engine and it's in your hood and you're driving away with it, and they're saying, you know what, that's your car, but we're going to maintain ownership of 27 of those horsepowers unless you buy it from us. Doesn't that seem wrong to you?
Oh, I hate this story. I saw the story and blood started coming out of my ears.
I hate it.
But again, I understand the rationale behind this horrible business decision because people are trying to get out the door for the least amount of money possible. People have a budget for their car. Usually it's a monthly budget, right? What's my monthly payment? Number one question asked if you're financing the sale of a new car. What's my monthly going to be? That's going to be the determining factor if I can afford this car or not.
Sure.
So I can afford this car. I can keep it under $300 a month. But I only get 201 of the horsepower, so the 228s.
The way to keep it a little cheaper for you.
Yeah, keep it a little cheaper. Make my monthly payment. You know, and months where if I find it get a little raised, do a little better, I can start doing the 22
bucks. Couple extra horsepower.
You know, if I can put a couple shifts in at the factory,
get to
and
work
cut
a
more
little
horses
faster.
under the hood. Right? That's the rationale behind it.
Crazy.
But I'm with you. I mean, what troubles me about this story, even more so than the fact that they can. We're going to sell you the car, but not the whole car. You got to pay us on a additional monthly.
Yeah.
So my monthly isn't $300 a month; it's $322 if I want the whole engine.
Sure.
Buy the damn whole engine then. I mean, why are people doing this?
Yeah. Why would people sign up for? I mean, it must be what you're saying, which is that it's cheaper.
Keeping that bottom line.
You save $20 a month by having the cheaper engine, and over the course of the year, that's 200 something, which is not much. Versus just buy it outright. So for the life of the vehicle, you own the full horsepower.
Yeah. Well, what troubles me even more about this is the fact that Volkswagen, these are electric cars, right? These are the ID3 electrics. That's how they're able to, through a internet connection to your engine, can either turn up or turn off the horsepower in your car.
Put a governor on your car.
On your car from far, far away.
Yeah.
That's what terrifies me about this story.
I know there are comparables. Like I was thinking about this earlier. My car has satellite radio capability. It's got a Sirius radio.
Sure, yeah.
Whatever.
And there's subscription service whether you have access to it or not, right?
I don't subscribe to Sirius Radio because I enjoy KIRO Radio, and I don't need to be listening to Sirius. And I hope nobody listens to Sirius.
Right. It was the hot ticket for a while, but it's faded off the map.
Yeah, it's nothing like terrestrial radio. Trust me. I have a little skin in that game, but whatever.
Well, we've been around for decades, centuries even.
I like the regular radio, and so I don't pay for that service. Does my car have the capability to do that? Yes. But I do feel like that's a difference than the power plant. The engine is the heart of the vehicle.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The biggest cost in your vehicle, one of the biggest costs in your vehicle is that power plant.
You bet.
So the idea that they're just saying, like, we're going to give it mostly to you, but we're not going to give you the whole thing. It's like if they suddenly told me, like, hey, you know what? We're going to give you 90% of visibility out your back window. If you want the full visibility of the back window so you can see everybody behind you.
Yeah.
Now, that's actually becoming less and less important with backup cameras.
Yeah.
How about this? If they said, you know what? We have backup cameras on this car to make it more convenient. In fact, your car can actually park for you, which is great.
Self-driving.
Have you ever been in one of those cars, by the way?
I haven't, but yeah.
Parallel park itself?
I've seen them. I've seen many commercials for them.
It makes you feel like you've found a genie or something. It's unbelievable.
But what if they charge you every month, or else you had to park your own car?
That's what I'm saying.
I hear you.
I just feel like what it does to the brand, I don't know if you're getting, I understand that I guess I understand what you're saying. I a little bit. I'm trying to be very charitable because I do love Volkswagen.
Sometimes people are budget shoppers. Yeah.
But I do think this could do long-term damage to the brand as a whole, where people start going like, Volkswagen's actually trying to nickel and dime us.
Yeah.
By making us pay $20 extra. It's just not that much money. $20 extra to have full use of the engine that we've purchased. That doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, then it may not be a good decision for the business.
Right. And you know, you can buy the car with a V6 or a V8. You make that decision when I'm speaking antiquatedly, of course, from my days.
Sure.
Right. But if you can't afford the V8, you buy the V6 and it's the V6. If you want the bigger engine, you'll opt for which is what they're doing.
Which is what they said. They said, you can buy the bigger range, and this is allowing us to offer different ranges of engines, just not giving you access to it. But then that makes it feel like the engine is arbitrary. Like they could just put any engine in it. Like when I'm buying a bigger engine, if I was to get I drove a Dodge Ram for years.
Sure,
I loved it. I had a 1500. Every once in a while, I'd look at those 2500s. I go, that's a pretty sexy vehicle.
It's a big truck.
It's got a little extra horsepower.
Yeah,
it's got a little more room.
Under the hood, yeah.
I didn't want to pay for the extra engine.
Right.
So I had the 1500, which I still love. Great power plant. Loved it. It was a Hemi V8. Fantastic. But Volkswagen's now saying like, well, we're just going to put it under the hood. We're just not going to give you access to it.
Yeah,
and that to me is it feels icky.
You can pay before you leave. You can pay what's the 7 something for the whole power?
760 extra.
You can get the whole engine for just 760 more.
760 extra.
Or you can nickel and dime you at $22 a month.
That's what I'm saying. It feels cheap. These are not cheap vehicles.
Imagine if that's how the rear defroster worked on your back window.
Exactly.
You can keep that clear for rainy and foggy nights, but $22 a month, or you can drive dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
BMW tried this with the seat heaters. They had seat heaters in their car.
Shut it.
That were monthly subscriptions.
Are you joking?
I'm not kidding. It's in the story I read. Yeah. BMW tried this with their seat heating elements.
You're right.
And you had to do a monthly subscription service to your seat heater. Now, okay, I only want it from October through March. And you can keep your seat here in August.
Now it's like subscribing. Like we'll jump on and off of streaming subscriptions.
Right.
Because
when there's a new show coming out.
Like we'll see everything that's on Disney Plus, and then the kids get a little addicted, so we're like, shut it off.
Shut off, yeah.
And then 3 months later, we're like, the new Bluey's out. Let's get the new movie, whatever the stupid thing is.
Well, ride and go. You know?
Ugh. I don't like it.
I just hate the fact that they can control my car from afar away. Yeah. What happens if, I get it, if you fall behind on your payments, repo's not even an issue anymore. We'll just shut you down till you get caught up.
Now imagine this, having just had this discussion. How do you feel about the state having access to everything that you do in your vehicle so they can charge you tax by mile?
You had to, you and your comments.
I just
you laid
have
a
to
trap.
ask.
This whole story's laying a trap for me, wasn't it?
This was all leading into a deep dark hole.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to make you answer that.
No, that's fair.
No, don't answer it. Don't answer it. Don't answer it.
They know.
We got a lot more coming up. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say micro to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet? RV wins! Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach? RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage or a horse pasture or a castle and a moat or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate. And the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography, we can do video walkthroughs, we can do actual video, we can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He's sold a ton of unique properties and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
All right, welcome back to the show. I saw this clip floating around on X. I was perplexed at it because it raises questions that I cannot answer.
Okay.
I feel like I could probably offer some helpful advice.
Okay.
because I've been happily married for many years. But when I watch this, it's a woman who's in she says she's 53 years old.
Okay.
And she's sitting in her car, and she's doing one of those, like talking heads to the camera, where she's just like lamenting.
She complaining about student loan debt or something? Or
she's not complaining about student loan debt.
Okay.
No, she's still years away from paying those off.
Okay.
I don't know whatever her student loan debt is, but she is complaining about not being able to find a mate. She's saying she can't find a man. All the good men are gone. And I sent this to you guys, and Laura had the same reaction that I did, which is like, why is this woman having such a tough time? It's not like she's unappealing to look at.
She's a lovely woman.
Lovely woman, especially for 53. You're like, she looks great for 53. I'm going to play you this audio here, and then we could talk a little bit about it. But listen to this and see if you guys have any helpful, great advice for her.
I'm 53. It has been several years.
Advice 1, don't tell people your age. Go ahead.
Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person?
As I'm listening back, I know exactly why she hasn't found her person. Now that I'm listening to it,
okay,
with a little more of a critical ear.
I think the earrings. It's the earrings, right?
No, I saw this early in the morning. This morning, like really early at like 5:30 a.m. when I do my show prep, and I think I was still very tired.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard of the term stage 5 clinger? Have you ever heard that? Like somebody who comes on very strong. Are you picking up some of those vibes, Laura?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When you take away how cute she looks and you just listen to the tremor of her voice.
That's what it is.
Stage 5.
You're totally right. The first time I saw this, I was distracted because she's a beautiful
She's very pretty.
Very pretty 53-year-old woman. But when you can, and maybe that's a trick, and maybe that's why she hasn't found a man. They all just close their eyes and listen. Let's listen to her one more time, a little bit. Now this is stage 5. This is stage 6, maybe.
I'm 53. It has been several years. Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone.
She's so tired of being alone.
I want to share my life with someone. I am just
so bad. She wants it.
I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be.
That's why I tell your friends, they're going to text me 10 minutes into the date. Oh my gosh, I've got to take out a spleen somewhere. I've got to go.
Yeah.
I'll call you.
Laura, why hasn't this woman found love at 53?
I don't know. I mean, she's probably divorced, right? She probably found love earlier.
Maybe.
I think it's a lot easier for guys to get remarried. Do you feel like guys are less selective in remarrying?
I do think that's a big problem that she's facing.
Just asking questions.
No, honestly, there is a
check
thing.
that pulse. There it is. All right, let's do this.
I'm always like railing against the internet. I think one of the things the internet has done a massive disservice to people.
Okay.
Is that it has how do I say this without people thinking that I'm a monster? It has convinced people, because of your easy access to a wide variety that you wouldn't normally meet in your everyday life. You're visually. I'm not on these dating apps because I've been happily married for 14 years and with my wife for 16. So we predate the dating app thing. You're getting, like, Laura, you use these, right? You're seeing all these guys, but you're not seeing them in real life. You're just seeing them on the internet. You're kind of spoiled for choice on these dating apps. I'm not saying Laura does this, but I think some people probably are seeing a wide variety of folks. And because you can be more choosy with like a little box of a face and somebody's resume that they're this is voluntary information that they're posting.
Yeah.
You're getting what they want you to see. And instead, if you had met somebody that maybe isn't even as attractive, like maybe you're not even looking at somebody because you're like, well, he's below a certain height and he's like, he doesn't make a certain amount of money or whatever. Maybe that person's super charming and maybe they win you over instantly in real life.
Or you're great friends for a year or two and suddenly you're like, wait, you're my best friend.
Yes. And then you go like, it'd be cool if we got married and started sleeping together. That'd be fun.
They didn't call the movie When Harry Swiped Left for Sally. That didn't happen.
No, you know what? A lot of it is proximity. And you meet people in your life and you go like, oh, you know what? Maybe this person, I'm just like, that's an old stupid trope. But it's like, if I'm just seeing you for the first time,
Yeah.
But the reason it's an old trope is because it's true. And this woman probably sees a lot of guys out there and she's very, very picky. And then she ends up sitting alone in a car with like a wavering voice. Like, where have all the men gone?
Well, clearly this is a cumulative emotion for her.
Yeah.
She's been alone for a long time.
And
she's
will
lonely.
continue to be so.
And you kind of.
I guess.
It's this, meeting this woman is like drinking from a fire hose of emotion, right?
You're right.
I mean, she's just,
She's coming on strong.
You seem rather nice. Back it up there. Staying.
She shows up in her wedding dress.
Oh, no, that's the third date. Please.
Yeah.
You don't think that's first date?
Propriety.
I think she comes on strong.
If I could offer any advice, maybe I'll just clop in the thing here and offer some advice.
Please.
Slow down there, darling.
Yeah, slow down.
Slow down.
Yeah.
You guys out there, don't scare them away.
Here's what I would tell her, and I know we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Go up to a guy that you don't think is as attractive as you deserve, and just have a conversation with him, and just see what happens. Like, just find him vaguely attractive. He doesn't have to be Prince Charming.
No, you're totally right about the unrealistic expectations of seeing people's advertisement of themselves on social media.
People.
It's like looking at a menu. You know what they do to food before they put it on a menu? It literally the food goes through hair and makeup.
When's the last time you got a Big Mac that looked like that?
Like a picture. Exactly.
Doesn't happen.
No different in dating.
Yeah. Go have a fish sandwich, lady.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Boom.
All right.
We're trying to help.
We're trying to help. I think she can find love.
I hope so.
Maybe.
She seems nice.
She seems nice. She seems something. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. We'll be right back.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org. Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Hurricane Aaron is moving away from land, but meteorologist David Parkinson tells us it's not done yet in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast.
Hurricane Aaron is beginning to pull away from the East Coast, so I think the worst impacts are probably done for North Carolina, but over the next several hours, we'll continue to see the potential for tropical storm force wind gusts, as well as battering waves hour after hour and continued beach erosion.
Meteorologist Kate Bytlow is tracking the extreme heat in the West.
This is a very serious and severe heat wave. Almost all of Southern California, much of Arizona and Southern Nevada as well.
A New York appeals court has thrown out a $500 million penalty against President Trump in a civil fraud case that alleged he exaggerated his wealth. Legal analyst Thane Rosenbaum.
This decision from the appeals court does not mean that Donald Trump's business had not engaged in civil fraud. It just means that the lower court judge, based on the recommendation of the Attorney General, imposed $500 million of damages against Trump and his sons that was far in excess of the alleged damages to the residents of New York State.
President Trump said today he plans to join an evening patrol in Washington, D.C. to check out anti-crime measures. In Israel today, protesters were back on the streets demanding a deal to return the hostages from Gaza. Israel's prime minister says he'll approve a major offensive in Gaza City, but also pursue negotiations with Hamas. The BBC's Joe Floto.
Benjamin Netanyahu apparently riding two horses. The military one, this massive assault, call up of 60,000 reservists to bolster the military for what would be a colossal undertaking to displace about 1 million people out of the north of Gaza and take it by force. So he's riding that horse, and on the other hand, actually saying, I'm open to negotiations, which is a classic, masterful Netanyahu move.
Cracker Barrel lost $200 million in market value today. Business reporter Jason Brooks.
Shares in Cracker Barrel plunged after the Lebanon, Tennessee-based chain unveiled a new logo, dumping the barrel and man from the logo, with the barrel having been part of the logo going back to 1977. Cracker Barrel is spending $700 million as part of a plan to increase its appeal with younger diners. Wall Street isn't keen on brand makeovers, evidenced by Jaguar's rebranding in 2024, which was followed by a steep drop in U.S. sales in early 2025.
This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Coming up, Redmond police mourning the loss of one of their own. We'll get to that after we go to Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This report is brought to you by Kia of Everett. Let's start you up in Canyon Park, northbound 405, just past 527. It's road work that's got you slowing down, starting in Bothell, Bellevue to Linwood, 20 minutes. South 5 heading into Seattle is pretty heavy already from Northgate to the Convention Center. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you 35 minutes. Our lake bridges are all clear, both directions. South 405, you're going to jam up at Southeast 8th and Bellevue. That lasts through Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton's going to take you a half hour. North 405 in the south end, off and on, slowing between South Center and the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue's at 25 minutes. If you're heading into Federal Way, westbound and 18, it is solid from Military Road over to I-5. Tacoma to Olympia, you're holding steady at an hour and 15 minutes with big backups through JBLM and again between Lacey and Olympia. And on the water, the Mukilteo-Clinton ferry route reporting 2-hour waits for drivers at both terminals. Thinking of a Kia EV, you better act fast. Thousands in tax credits end September 30th. Visit KiaofEverett.com for the huge selection of Kias. Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello, a candidate for King County Executive, out with a plan to fight against retail theft. This comes after Kroger announced the closure of 6 local stores due to crime. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports from Kent.
King County Councilmember Claudia Balducci is calling for a permanent regional task force to combat retail theft.
I hear as a representative from small businesses, sheer theft that is going on. People coming in and taking inventory and leaving, and it is very hard on our businesses.
Balducci has the support of former King County Sheriff Sue Rahr, who says most of retail theft across the region is perpetrated by organized crime or people addicted to drugs who are working for organized crime. In Kent, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Balducci's challenger, Gurmai Zahalai, is also proposing a region-wide public-private partnership to fight retail theft. King County detectives are searching for a suspect in a deadly shooting along Des Moines Boulevard. Captain Tim Meyer with the Sheriff's Office. He tells independent journalist Steve Hickey.
Detectives will certainly canvass the area. They're going to find whether it's video surveillance or witnesses.
Video shows the victim's car riddled with more than 20 bullet holes last night. The 26-year-old man died at the scene and no arrests as of yet. Man accused of ramming into a Seattle fire truck faced a judge this morning. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon has the update there.
Zachary McCreary pleaded not guilty to all counts. Seattle officers say McCreary offered firefighters a whippet, an inhalant drunk. And when they refused, they say he started slamming his car into the truck and then took off. Kent police eventually arrested him at his workplace in Fife a few days after the incident.
McCreary's next court date set for September 10th. The Redmond Police Department is mourning the loss of their canine Chewbacca. He died from a medical issue discovered over the weekend. Just last month, he was helping catch a car prowler.
On the ground, you're going to get bit.
Known as Chewy, the canine responded to more than 110 patrol calls and helped nab 27 suspects over 2 years. Weather forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny skies today. Highs will stay in the mid-70s. Right now, 74 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour left to go. Hang on to your butts. Let's see here. Did you see this story, Spike? You know there's a new In-N-Out in town? Did you see this? You probably didn't see this.
No, I missed this. Was this,
this one?
Recently?
Recently. In-N-Out is a burger chain. You know In-N-Out?
Burgers? What are burgers? Well, yeah.
Hamburgers, you get in, you get out.
I cannot believe you held off on the instinct and the desire to roll down, to be there for the opening this morning. I know how much you love them. I've had them. They're great. Yesterday morning.
I almost did, and then I remembered that I have a life and a family and a work to do, but I do plan on going there as soon as I can. And I don't begrudge anybody or think little of you, smaller of you, who went down and got in line.
Yeah.
It was a long line. A friend of mine asked if we wanted to go. He goes, "Hey, let's go down and In-N-Out. Let's head down," because they open Wednesday. He said, let's stay overnight in Ridgefield Tuesday night. All the hotels will probably be booked up with In-N-Out people. It'll be a blast. It's like a festival. And that's not even a joke. I bet
it's not. You're right. The cars were lined up for, was it 14 hours? I think the guy in line first.
A long time.
Is that what it was? 14, maybe 18 hours?
KGW8 News in Portland went up to Ridgefield, real close to Portland, talked to this guy whose name was Kevin. He was the very first guy in line. So he got himself a news interview. It's pretty great. And you might say to yourself, well, gosh, Kevin must be a super fan. He must love In-N-Out.
Yeah.
He's
probably
there
got hats, T-shirts,
hats,
the whole nine.
Buttons, T-shirts.
Yeah.
He's probably...
I remember that Facebook group, right?
Yeah, he probably is a member of the Facebook group that I'm a member of. He's probably gone to every In-N-Out in the world.
Wow.
And Kevin, tell us about how much you love In-N-Out.
I got here about 8:16 last night. And then I was actually technically the second person, but the individual in front of me had to leave. So I got first spot. I drove about 2 hours out of the Seattle Milton area. And then my friends Gabe, Captain Ron, and Matt up there in Seattle helped me get down here, and I just camped out in the van. I've never been to an In-N-Out grand opening, and it's the only one in Washington State, and I'm born and raised Washingtonian. So
wait a minute.
He's never been to an In-N-Out.
He said he'd never been?
No, it's unclear. Has he never been to an In-N-Out or an In-N-Out grand opening? Because I've never been to a grand opening, but I've been to In-N-Outs.
I thought he said I've never been to an In-N-Out.
Let me play this again.
opening, and it's the only one in Washington State. I just camped out in the van. I've never been to an In-N-Out grand opening, and it's the only one in Washington State, and I'm born and raised Washingtonian, so I figured I'd call out for work for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Okay. Now, employees came over.
Some people do just love to get in line.
Sure.
I'm not one of those people, but there are people who love to wait in line. I've seen people wait in line for mediocre donuts.
Yeah,
I've seen people
around the block.
wait in line for ice cream that I can't have because I'm lactose intolerant. I've seen people wait in line for Cubano sandwiches.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever seen that?
I love a good Cubano.
They do. They wait in line for those. They wait in line for everything. People just like waiting in line.
Here's the thing. I've waited in line for concert tickets to a show I really want to see. I mean, these days you have to wait on the phone in line. You wait for hours and you don't get through. In my day, you had to literally sleep on a sidewalk for 3-4 nights, and I've done that numerous times throughout my youth.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Slept on the sidewalk?
Absolutely.
This is for a ticket you were getting?
Springsteen tickets,
Not a homeless
Aerosmith
situation?
tickets, AC/DC tickets, Grateful Dead tickets, Rolling Stones tickets. I've slept on Who tickets.
Wow.
I've slept on sidewalk numerous times for days on end.
Yeah.
To be Kevin, to be the first in line.
Sweet.
Because those were limited opportunity situations. It's not like In-N-Out came to Washington with 1,000 burgers, and when they were gone, they're going to close up their store and go back to California.
You're right.
You can go down next week.
You can go today. If you wanted to.
You go
have
today
less
and
line.
not be in line.
You can go tomorrow.
Right.
The next day.
And I think he did say, to be charitable, I've never been to an In-N-Out grand opening before.
But
part of history, he said, a lifelong dream.
Yeah. And how excited was he when he's second line, so you're waiting hours, and then you see the guy who's just like jumping up and down, he's got to pee, he's got to go. And then he dismisses himself. And then you are now the guy.
By
you're
default.
first in line. You've made history. People remember for all of time that the first guy to get In-N-Out in Washington State was, what's his name again?
Kevin from Milton.
Kevin from Washington.
And not to be, he looks like a Kevin from Milton.
Kevin
he really
is a perfect name for this guy.
Is.
Yeah.
He's the guy you want.
My favorite go-to name when I don't know someone's
Lapdog in the car with him, his trusty pup.
Sure.
Fries, I guess the pup's name is. Side of fries. Kevin and a side of fries.
It's like a 1980s TV
Right?
show. He'd be a long-haul trucker in that version.
To you about 5 minutes ago, they were taking your order, but they were also telling you that you got something pretty special for being here so early. What was it?
I get a T-shirt and a burger coin, and then I've got a wristband right here.
Oh, let's see it.
It's just a little simple wristband. I'm just going to frame everything.
It's made out of cheese.
So you got your food. You drove 2 hours for it. How do you feel?
Accomplished. Proud of myself, and I'm about to go smack the rest of this down.
Nice. Smacking it down.
Later.
I've never heard that expression. I'm going to smack the rest of this down.
Wow.
And then he just walks away, by the way, from the news camera off into the sunset of the parking lot. I've never seen anyone exit a news interview that way.
Just disappears into the mist.
Bye, guys.
Almost as if he was just some sort of a dream.
Yeah.
Blink and you'll miss him.
Just Kevin. Kevin is just an everyman hero. Kevin, if you're out there, we salute you.
Yeah.
Good job.
Come on the show.
Yeah, we'd like to talk to you, Kevin. I'd like to see this burger coin.
You know I want to talk to?
Oh.
I want to talk to the guy who had to bail. I really want to know what makes a man line up his car
Tell you what.
a day ahead of time, and then somewhere along the journey, as you can see the sun horizon coming up, and you know it's the day of days, the grand opening.
You can feel that
you
coin
can
in your
smell
hands.
the fryers are heating up. You can smell it on the air. And you got to go. You bail.
When you got to go.
What was more important?
When you got to go. You got to go.
I guess.
That's the only, it's either family emergency or he's going to mess up his pants.
His wife said, "You're where?
Yeah.
You're doing what?
Just get home."
This is his boss. No, you did not.
Give it to
you
Kevin.
Did not have
Let
a day.
Kevin have it.
So look in the rearview mirror. Look at Kevin's face.
Yeah. Oh, he's
a man with a dream back there.
He's a happy man. He's a very happy man.
You should pull away and give it to Kevin.
So that is a company who right now is, I would say that they have a positive brand experience.
Oh, they're winning. They're hitting on all cylinders.
In-N-Out is hitting on all cylinders
Absolutely.
right now. Absolutely.
Yep.
They're only positive things.
Yeah.
Let's shift over to a brand that maybe is not having the best of experiences right now. I've actually never been into one of these, a Cracker Barrel. Everybody's talking about it on the news.
Yeah.
It's all over the news.
I've been there.
Have you been there?
Sure, of course.
What was the dining experience at Cracker Barrel like? Because they're known for their kind of like kitschy.
Yeah,
it's like you're in somebody's, old house.
It's comfort food. It's a comfy environment. It's an old school, like you think menu. Meatloaf, chicken fried steak,
sure,
mashed taters. You betcha. Breakfast, The best.
Good breakfast?
The best. Biscuits and gravy? Yeah.
Ooh.
Comfort food. Made from good ingredients.
Makes you
solid
feel good.
food. Good portions. Reasonable prices.
Yeah.
And there's shopping aplenty. There's like knickknacks and kitschy kind of... Kitschy, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but you can spend more on the takeaway items and goods and memorables than you can on the food.
Yeah, but
people love it.
It's like a little breakfast Disneyland.
Yeah, there you go. It's so Americana.
Yes.
It is. It's such a cultural snapshot.
People love it. I looked this up. We don't have any in Washington. The closest one we had was in Oregon somewhere, but that one closed down at a certain point, so I don't think that's available anymore. But this is a Southern restaurant, and when you think of Cracker Barrel, you think of everything that Spike just described. So Cracker Barrel...
Think of your grandparents and being forced to travel with them, and that's the only place they'll eat. That's been my memory.
But you're also enjoying it.
Loving it.
Okay.
Not knocking the product or the look or the experience at all.
So Southern-inspired casual dining. That's what Cracker Barrel is.
That's it.
So they have unveiled a new logo, and they've gotten rid of the Cracker Barrel logo. Was like an old man. Looks like he's just sitting. I don't know what he's doing, but it looks like he's just sitting on the porch whittling.
He's leaning on that Cracker Barrel.
He's leaning on
It's a soda Cracker Barrel with an old man in a comfy chair.
Is it full of crackers?
Sure. It's a Cracker Barrel. It's truth in advertising.
So that's what the Cracker Barrel is?
That's what it is.
Okay. I didn't know that. I assumed he's leaning on a Cracker Barrel. It says crackers. I didn't know crackers came in barrels. The only crackers I've ever had come in like cracker,
Bill packages. They're sealed, vacuum sealed for freshness.
Yeah. But this is old school when they used to put a cracker in a barrel.
That's right.
So they've gotten rid of the Cracker Barrel. There's no more barrel.
They modernized their logo.
They gotten rid of the old guy.
Yep.
People said he was the cracker part of that story, but they've gotten rid of the Cracker Barrel. I saw that online everywhere, right? Didn't you see that same thing?
I made the joke in my head. I love that you're confident enough to do it.
Well,
got rid of the cracker and the barrel.
People were saying the thing online. So I didn't know what was what, but they got rid of whatever it was. They got rid of the Cracker Barrel.
They modernized their look.
And they say they're modernizing it. And the CEO was speaking to GMA. Hint, this is not going great for Cracker Barrel. But the CEO is a woman by the name of Julie Felds Massino. And she was on GMA. And she's talking to Michael Strahan about the remodel. And this is before they opened up for the stock market on the day. And we'll tell you about that in just a second. But this is her on GMA. And listen to what she had to say about this remodel. The thing that they're also doing, so they've gotten rid of the logo and they've replaced it with just a pretty bland looking, almost like anybody could type into a what's the Canva? Like if you were to go on Canva and design a logo.
Hey, build me a website. Build me a logo
or you
for
could
my
just
company.
Say it would look. It's so bland. It's so bland looking, and it just says Cracker Barrel with no logo, with nothing. There's no old man. There's no barrel. There's nothing.
Right.
And it just says Cracker Barrel, and so you go, where's the barrel? Where's the old man? And also inside the stores, they have gotten rid of much of that like kitschy, cool.
The cutting boards displayed on the walls.
Yeah, like the old
butter
cushions on the
churns,
seats. The stuff that people walked in and went, it's a little dusty in here, but you're kind of expecting that. Like that's kind of what you're going into a Cracker Barrel for. Otherwise, I don't know why you're going into a Cracker Barrel. But she talked about the remodel and why it was so great for the company. And she's a new CEO, by the way.
To the remodels. I think what's important is that we are listening to our guests. We're doing this all for them. What they've said is they love the new seating. We're adding in booths, making the chairs more comfortable, putting in new lighting, brightening up the paint color. But what's important is things that people love about Cracker Barrel, the soul of Cracker Barrel is not changing.
Well, it is changing, and people are not loving it. She says, and listen to this. This is such corporate speak. If you want to pinpoint exactly why something like Cracker Barrel, which should be like down home, Southern hospitality, when you inject corporate speak into that, people run the other way. Right. And listen to this new campaign that they're so excited about.
Today, we're actually launching a new campaign called All the More, which really highlights how people feel about Cracker Barrel. It's bigger than just a meal. We've got our retail shop. You're going to get great country hospitality with our scratch-made food in our restaurants, and that's really what this campaign celebrates.
Do you think this is a branding huge error, or do you think this is going to work out for them? I think this is a massive error for them.
Well, the stock market's kicking them in the teeth today.
Yeah.
They've lost how much in cap value?
As of the start of the show, I don't know what's at right now, but as of the start of the show, they were down about 13% on their stock price. which says that they they lost a fair amount of money.
They lost like almost $250 million. I heard today in value today or something.
That's a lot.
Some such number.
That's a lot.
People like what they like.
Now, who knows if that sticks out? Maybe that's just a quick
is that
meme reaction.
Knee-jerk reaction to Uncle Herschel being taken off the logo.
Is that his name?
I'm looking into it. Uncle Herschel.
You got to have a Herschel out front.
Got to have Uncle Herschel out front. That's a welcome. That's who says, "Come on in."
100%.
We've been waiting for you.
Come on in there. That's what a Cracker Barrel sounds like.
Yep. Come on in.
Sit down the spell
and get in here.
Exactly.
Well, it's a long road.
Like
glad you're here.
You're actually a little unsure about Uncle Herschel, but he cooks good food.
Yep.
And you're willing to try it. You go. That's nice. It sounds. The food looks like it smells good.
The modernization of the modern farm look.
Gross.
Please.
It's so
I want the rocking
bland.
chairs. The stores had front porches with rocking chairs.
She claims that they will maintain rocking chairs, although I didn't see them at the stores.
Okay.
They showed a rebranded version, but I did not see the rocking chairs, but she claims they're still there. Michael Strahan pressed, and he goes, listen, a lot of businesses right now are actually trying to figure out how to capture the nostalgia that people actually want versus this kind of bland open space concept where everybody's in one big room together.
Yeah, and you could be any restaurant in the world and feel no different.
So he asked her about that, and this was her response.
A lot of restaurants are leaning and going back to nostalgia, things that the customers are really comfortable with.
We never left it.
Yeah, you never left it, but you're changing up. You're kind of going a different direction. Why is that your strategy?
Yeah, because the Cracker Barrel needs to feel like the Cracker Barrel for today and for tomorrow. And again, the things that you love are still there. We need people to choose us, and we want people to choose us because people love this brand.
Laura, what was your reaction there?
What was my reaction?
You just went,
what did my face do?
Yeah, you just spit your tongue out. Doesn't that, the way she's talking.
For today and for tomorrow.
100%.
I'm sure she sold this at a board meeting.
Yeah,
perfect.
Good for her.
Great.
They said
somebody sold it to her.
They unveiled a campaign in front of their top people who've probably never been down south, and they said we're going to call it All the More campaign. I guarantee all this is happening in New York.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Madison Avenue.
All the More campaign, and they went, oh, that's nice.
All the more.
And then she says it's going to be the Cracker Barrel for today and tomorrow. The name Cracker Barrel is not a modern name. Nobody knows what Cracker Barrel means.
I thought it was calling it CBs.
Yeah, you're right. CBs. Come by CBs. I thought it was the old man. You tell me it's the barrel. I don't know what Cracker Barrel means. It's old. You just think like, oh, this is an old thing. I don't even know how old the company is. It says, is it 1970s?
60s or
60s, 70s?
Yeah, somewhere. It's not like it's 120 years old or anything, but it's nostalgia. I mean, let me ask you a question. You want to go to Grandma's house for Christmas?
Yeah.
You want to go to Grandma's house. You want the same fake Christmas tree they've been digging out of the attic since 1967.
100%.
You want the same stuff on the walls in Grandma's kitchen. You want Grandma cooking out of the same cast iron skillet. You don't want to go to Grandma's house for Christmas, and they moved into a condo.
What was the name of that? What was it? You're 100% right.
And Grandma's dressed like in some modern dress. She looks like a foil wrapped potato.
Gross.
Right?
Don't do that, Grandma.
No, you want memory.
Grandma says we downsized.
Yeah,
exactly. What was the name of that?
Tofu turkey this year.
What was the name of that place in Bothell that used to have all the Christmas decorations, and they had the little Christmas villages? And do you remember what I'm talking about? It was the nursery. Molbach's.
No, well, the nursery, or are you talking about the village with the big rooster out front?
I don't know.
I know exactly the place you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about Molbach's.
Oh, okay.
Right? Was it Molbach's? I think it was
Molbach's was the nursery. God, somebody help me out on the text line.
But around Christmas time, you walk into Molbach's.
That's where we bought our trees.
Around Christmas time. And you had, if it is Molbach's, people text us, let me know. But you had you could get this big, giant pretzel-looking thing that was delicious. They had carol singers.
Yeah.
It
was a little village, right?
They had all the Christmas villages that you could walk around.
They've got a Santa.
And then they modernized it, and they got rid of all that. And they said, you know what? We're going to start selling $40 ornaments for people. We used to go buy ornaments there every year. That was like a family tradition. And then we went in there, and the ornaments were all very, very expensive, and now they're out of business.
Are you talking about the Country Village in Bothell?
Yeah.
That's what's called Country Village.
Well, it's called now, but it wasn't before, right? Wasn't it?
No, it was. No, it's closed. It's gone forever. It was closed in 2017.
Okay.
And they had a big 8-foot rooster in the front of it, and little red barn colored buildings everywhere. You'd kind of walk through.
No, that's not it. No, I'm thinking of Mobax. Look up Mobax. That's not Country Village.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of. That's gone too.
Just can you look up a picture of
Sure,
Mobax?
sure.
We are getting both on the text line.
Look up Mobax.
I almost said on the country line.
Mobax is gone as well. Mobax
Woodinville,
closed.
that's what I'm thinking of. Mobax and Woodinville.
Mobax was Woodinville. Yeah, Mobax is Woodinville.
Mobax and Woodinville. That's what country. That's what I was going to call it Country Cracker, but that's not it.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
CBs, we're calling it now.
I think that's what CBs is doing incorrectly.
Yeah.
Is I think they're forgetting who their audience is, and they pitched this in a boardroom. It sounded really good, but it's a no-win for them.
Well, and nostalgia is like huge in marketing right now.
Absolutely. They're running from it.
Months ago, Cracker Barrel merch was going viral on TikTok because it's the only place you could get embroidered fish on T-shirts and sweatshirts.
Naturally.
And everyone was Gen Z was selling them out.
And instead, they said, you know what? Let's get rid of that logo that everybody's liking right now. That's like the thing that you want most is that how do you tap into a young audience? And Cracker Barrel just said, let's just make it a big open space. That's boring.
The Cracker Barrel of today and the Cracker Barrel of tomorrow.
The CB of tomorrow.
You know what the CB of tomorrow is called? Applebee's. That's what it's called.
ABs, you mean?
ABs. Oh, sorry, excuse me.
100% right. Absolutely.
Ugh,
all right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. I'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys. And I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net.
But don't wait until after your flooding disaster.
DayandNight.net.
Water heaters have a predictable lifespan. Typically, it's between 8 to 12 years. The worst and most expensive time to look at replacing your water heater is when it's an emergency. It's leaking and it's leaving you without hot water through an evening or a weekend. Hi, I'm Bruce. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Your showers are cold. Your water heater's too old.
DayandNight.net.
And it's taking forever for hot water to get there.
DayandNight.net.
Now get $50 off installation when it's time to replace your old water heater or upgrade to a tankless or heat pump water heater. Day and Night is here for you round the clock.
DayandNight.net.
Hey there, Dawn Riding with Olympic Hot Tub. It's our 48th birthday, and you get the gifts. Outstanding savings on saltwater hot spring spas, free Bluetooth music, and interest-free financing for 3 years. Plus, exciting savings on endless pool swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges. How's that for a birthday to remember? Ends August 24th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Planning a road trip? Plan a visit to your neighborhood Bucky's Complete Auto Repair for oil changes, brakes, AC repair, and factory maintenance. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A candidate for Congress here in Washington says her husband was taken into ICE custody today. Mohammed Chaudhry is a Pakistani native. He's lived in the U.S. for 25 years and is also a military veteran. His wife, congressional candidate Melissa Chaudhry, tells us immigration agents arrested him at a citizenship interview in Tukwila.
Then they waited an hour before they told us, according to what I spoke with him when he was in the detention center. And they have given us no explanation as to why.
Now, according to the Olympian, Chaudhry pleaded guilty in 1996 to fraud charges in Australia and lied on a U.S. visa application back in 2001. We've reached out to ICE for comments. President Trump is going out on patrol tonight. CBS's Linda Kenyon explains.
The president will join police and National Guard troops this evening in the nation's capital to get a first-hand look at how operations are going. Trump deployed troops in the district after declaring a crime emergency. The declaration has been a matter of dispute amid reports that crime is down. Many people who live and work in Washington, D.C. describe the operation as heavy-handed. Meanwhile, the administration is reporting multiple arrests along with the removal of several homeless encampments. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
The future of Sean Kemp's freedom and his cannabis business remains unclear today. The former Sonic star will be sentenced tomorrow after pleading guilty to second-degree assault. Brian Smith is with the Liquor and Cannabis Board. He says felony convictions make it difficult to renew a cannabis license.
The board even has the option of only letting it go forward without him on the license, or the other members could ask him to leave. You know, that's a business decision on
This
him.
all stems from Kemp's 2023 arrest when he shot at a car outside the Tacoma Mall. Kemp says he was trying to get his cell phone back. It is not a summer weekend around here without construction crews on the road. This time their work includes a full closure of 405 southbound between State Route 900 and the Maple Valley Highway in Renton. WashDOT's Craig Smiley tells KIRO 7 TV.
We often see backups all the way into Bellevue just on a normal weekend, so we could expect some pretty significant delays and backups on that Renton closure.
There's also construction planned on I-5 in Tukwila and Fife, parts of Highway 99 and SR 18 in Auburn. Real-time traffic now at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
This one brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. We've got a big collision down in South Tacoma on I-5 at South 56. The left lanes are blocked in both directions. It looks like the crash is in the northbound lanes, and maybe some debris flew into the southbound direction, striking a vehicle, and that's where we've got 2 left lanes blocked in either direction. Tacoma to Olympia is still hovering at an hour and 15 minutes, but this is about to climb. Here in Seattle, westbound 90 at I-5, we just cleared a collision that was partially blocking that exit lane to South 5, so you've still got to back up back into the Mount Baker Tunnel. Westbound 520 is wide open if you wish to take that route. South 5, you're packed from 85th to I-90. Linwood to Seattle has jumped to a 45-minute drive. North 5 slows at the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Southbound 405 packed from Mid-Bellevue through Coal Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton still taking right around a half hour. Beat inflation at Lake Washington Windows and Doors for a limited time. Save with 20% inflation discounts and 18 months free financing. Learn more at lakewashingtonwindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunny today, highs in the mid-70s, mid-80s tomorrow, and upper 80s into the weekends. Right now, 75 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Lots of stuff to get to. We're going to dip into the sports world here for just a second. Spike, I didn't know about this tradition. You seem to already know about this, but the Seahawks, who are playing at Lambeau Field.
The Packer game,
tonight, right? Yeah. No, this is not tonight. Saturday, I'm sorry. This happened, though, at Lambeau Field with Seahawks and Packers players, but they were going to a joint practice.
Oh, the bikes.
The bikes.
Yes. This is a time-honored tradition
What do
in
they
Green
do
Bay.
there?
In Green Bay, I don't know when it started. It probably started 25, 30 years ago, maybe longer. Local kids who come and watch the Packers practice. The Packers, one day, I forget which player it was that started this tradition, grabbed the kid's bike rather than walk from the practice field back to their dormitory facilities where they do their summer training camp, rode the kid's bike. And then the kids of the Packer fan base started bringing their bikes to Packer practice on the regular, every day.
It's just totally organically happened.
Yeah, and that's how it originally started, and it's been a tradition for years and years and years. I didn't realize that when visiting teams, because they had a joint practice, heading up to their final preseason contest with the Packers. The Seahawks
Do we have some pictures of this that we can share, Laura, or video? Seahawks posted this, so I think it's fair game.
I imagine that the Seahawks aren't the first. Oh, look at that. They aren't the first opposing team to take advantage of the tradition.
How fun is this? So it looks like the kids show up with their bikes, and then the players hop on. Here's Sam Darnold riding on some kid's mountain bike.
That's look at that. Look at that. Oh my God, look at that.
They look ridiculous. These just massive NFL players are like hulking giant people.
Yeah, they are. And I think
children are generally small human beings.
Look at that little girl next to him.
So he's sitting there. He's actually just walking the bike. If you were to sit on that bike, that would be the end of that bike, unfortunately.
Look at that. It's awesome.
How fun is it for these kids too that they get to sit there and wait for an NFL player to come and grab your bike?
You see the line of bikes there too. I mean, the kids. This is such a beautiful tradition that the Packers and their fan base share. You know, because they have that dormitory facility where they spend the summer together as a team, building team chemistry, riding to practice every day on the bikes, riding back at the end of practice.
I'm so happy to see. This is a really smart thing. When teams participate, they very easily could have just said, hey, let's just get to the field and focus on football.
Yeah. And the Seahawks training facility, which is modern and wonderful. It's funny. It's kind of like the Cracker Barrel story, right? It's Seahawks training facility is the players go. There's no contact with the fans unless the Seahawks instigate it. Yeah. They go from the field to the training facility. It's all self-contained, right inside. Sometimes they practice indoors because of the weather conditions here in the Northwest. They don't have this everyday interaction with their community. Yeah. I mean, the players come over and interact with the fans who go to training camp and watch from the that grass burr on the side. It's open to the public. But the interaction is like across a fence, you know, those barriers that they put up.
You're a little removed.
Yeah.
You're like next to these guys.
That is fantastic.
The NFL must just must be
look at Drew Lock.
Drew
Lock looks like he's in a circus.
It's such a great.
That bike is so tiny.
Such a great advertisement for the league. It's really great. Cooper Kupp sitting on some kid's bike.
Oh, that's awesome. I
don't know if that's who that is.
I think that was.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, that's
good for them.
Good for the Packer fans. Good for the kids too.
Do you remember
the kids kind of hide their disappointment that it's a Seahawk on his bike and not a Packer? That was nice of the kids.
No, I think
they were
these kids are
great
Seahawks
sportsmen.
They're here because Seahawks fans. These kids are wearing
Oh,
Seahawks
that kid
shirts.
okay, yeah, he lucked out.
Did you see on? Did you used to watch? Do you watch Family Guy, or did you? Used
Of course,
to?
I love Family Guy.
I haven't watched it in probably 20 years, but I remember.
You had to
there
give
was
up because the kids were in the house, right? You can't watch Family Guy with the kids in the room.
No, I would. Yeah, I would not watch it with kids in the room.
No.
And I just, I got to a point where I just stopped watching it for some reason. But anyway,
it holds up.
I remember there was do you remember the Mean Joe Green, like funny, it's, where he like tosses him his jockstrap?
Yeah.
I'm glad that tradition is not one that happens.
That is one of the greatest commercials of all time, by the way. When we have Mean
the
Joe Green
jersey
with
and
the Coke. Yeah.
Speaking of branding, that's good branding. Like that's not a
Oh,
Cracker
yeah.
Barrel
No, that's
mistake. That's
genius.
a really good
Genius.
thing to do. Although they did put out new Coke, so everybody makes
A lot of
mistakes.
people think there's some conspiracy about that. They floated it to kill it.
Oh, just to reignite passion in the brand?
Yeah, we're going to put out this absolute garbage new Coke, and you're going to be outraged, and we hear you, and we're going back.
You know what's interesting about that? I was actually looking up some new Coke stuff earlier because I knew we were going to be talking about Cracker Barrel. And so it comes out in 1985. I think I actually even have a commercial of this. This is new Coke commercial from 1985. And people were very excited about, well, at least they were advertising it like people would love it.
Well, because
recently, an independent research firm ran a taste test between Coke and Pepsi, and the taste more people chose was the taste of Coca-Cola. Yes, more people all across the country, when comparing Coke to Pepsi, chose the taste of Coke as the better taste. Let's look at it this way. We gave America a choice, and more people said Coke is it.
It's a hit. It's a Coke. Coke is it.
It's very simple branding.
Yeah,
it's very,
brilliant.
very bad idea.
Yeah.
So you think that was a conspiracy?
I think it was a publicity stunt.
Really?
Yeah. I think
that is a ballsy move.
But remember, at that time, Pepsi had like the commercials with Michael J. Fox and Cindy Crawford. I mean, Pepsi hit a home run with their branding.
Yeah.
With their celebrity endorsements. I think Michael Jackson.
Taste of a New Generation.
Yes, exactly. And Coke had to do something. Couldn't just still be Coke. We're still Coke over here.
Do you think they really faked that whole thing?
I do. Of all the conspiracies people float, I think the new Coke debacle.
It's interesting.
You don't mess with a brand like Coke.
Well, that's why I wonder if the conspiracy could be true or false. I tend to think, how could they possibly? Because you don't know if you're going to be able to win those people back. Like that's such a risk, and to invest that amount of money to a new branding, to put out a whole new can. It says new Coke on it.
Yeah, but people love being told they're right. And say, hey, we were wrong.
Right.
We listen to you.
You're right.
Right? I mean, that's marketing genius.
See, you love being told you're right.
Yeah, everybody does.
And they didn't I didn't realize this, but I was looking at this earlier. So new Coke comes out in 1985. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Within 2 months, they realize like this is the worst marketing campaign we've ever done, or conspiracy.
Cost them 1 million cans.
It's going to cost them a little pittance. But they then bring back Classic Coke, and they call it Classic Coke, which did not exist by name until 1985. And they said Classic Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. And now everybody goes, oh, I love Classic Coca-Cola.
Right.
Like it is a rebranding to nostalgia, things that people loved before. I think you're winning me over on this conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
So do you think, this is different than we had planned on talking about sports, but whatever. Do you think they could bring back Cracker Barrel and call it like Classic Cracker Barrel?
I would not be surprised one bit if within 2 months, before Christmas, in time for Christmas.
You think so?
We heard you. We were wrong.
I don't know.
What were we thinking?
It's a lot harder to rebrand. These restaurants are literally being flipped into Cracker Barrel. It's a lot easier to just put out a classic can.
Bring out a couple of cutting boards, slap them on the wall, get some flannel.
Put the old Cracker Man back up.
Uncle Hester, whatever his name is, back up on the board. You bet.
Chester.
Uncle Chester. We're sorry.
Yeah. Or Herschel. Was it Herschel?
Herschel. It's Herschel.
Uncle Herschel Chester.
We were wrong.
The Cracker Barrel man.
We listened to you. The marketing. Our customers.
You were right.
You were right. We were wrong. We respect your opinion. We're back.
Although when she was asked if they would bring it back, she specifically was asked about that. I said, would you bring it back if fans just hate it so much?
And she said,
when they want to go back to the old way, would you do it?
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel?
Oh, yes. All the people who answer to me and who I pay their salaries all tell me that my idea was great. That means they must love it. It's ridiculous. All right.
I hope you know what's coming to her LinkedIn profile? Open to work.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what's coming. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe she could get a job working at a Cracker Barrel instead of running one. Except they'll probably be out of business.
You have any hosting experience?
Let's read some text messages when we come back.
Sure, I'd love to.
All right, we'll be right back.
AAA asked me if I would change my name from Sir Mix-a-Lot to Sir Mix-a-Lot. I said, why would I do that? They said, you're more than just a rapper. You're a car collector. You're a businessman. You're an inventor. Just like AAA is more than just towing. They have awesome travel advisors and insurance agents. And they got 3 A's in their name. Maybe I should change my name. Give me 3 A's. Mix, A, mix, A. When I say mix, give me 3 A's. Mix, A.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here. Integrity Roofing and Construction. It's summertime. There's no better time to protect your home than right now with the help of the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. Years of experience in roofing and restoration, expert craftsmanship, unbelievable customer service. Don't take my word for it. Check out their website and look at the incredible number of reviews on Integrity Roofing and Construction's website, integrityrc.com. Don't wait for the next storm to hit. Call them today for your free estimate. It's at 206-202-ROOF, 206-202-ROOF, or online at integrityrc.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks season opener, Sunday, September 7th. Open the KIRO Radio News app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, August 19th through the 25th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. I guess Brock Heward posted a thing on his X page. There was a little kerfuffle at
little dust up.
Little dust up
at the joint practice. Yes.
Was this between Seahawks players or between Seahawks and Packers?
I haven't seen the story yet. We were busy working, doing our job. We don't get to watch football practice for money,
man,
like the guys at Sports Radio do.
What a
I mean,
job.
gosh, what a great cool gig that must be.
A gig.
It is a great gig, by the way. Being paid to watch football is the American dream.
It's pretty fun.
It really is the American dream.
Pretty fun. Every time your wife asks you what you're doing, you're just like, no,
I gotta
my
work.
job.
Gotta go to work, babe.
This is my
gotta
job.
work. Going to work this Saturday. Gotta go to work.
Pretty sweet.
I love the fact though that players who are, because these are the guys that are fighting for their lifelong dream.
Yeah, of course.
The guys at camp trying to earn a roster spot on an NFL roster, and tempers flare. People get a little passionate out
It's
there.
a little chippy.
Yeah,
we like that.
Although it would be nice if the guys could learn a little something from the kids.
Fight like children?
No.
My kids fight all the time.
No, just hop on a bike and pedal away.
Oh, yeah. Just bring, bring, bring.
Come on, look at those kids out there. They're not dusting up.
My kids fight all the time, so they should not be learning from my children.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, let's read some of these text messages. Also, we got a fun text message from Kevin, the guy waiting in line for the #1 spot in In-N-Out. We're verifying his identity as we speak.
I believe it when I smell his breath, and it's got In-N-Out on it. It's got a double on his breath.
Laura seems pretty convinced. So we're going to talk to him short.
Okay.
Not today. We'll try to get him tomorrow.
He texted the show, Laura?
Listen to the show.
Allegedly.
Kevin of Milton?
We have a wide reach.
I mean, anyone who texts the show says, I'm Kevin. I have to vet, right?
Sure. Well, of
So
course.
give us your,
You gotta.
What a
show us your
layup. Oh, my
pin.
gosh.
Or whatever it got, whatever that thing was. All right, let's start this off. Text messages on CDL licenses in Washington State. Obviously, big national story, local implications as well. Go for it, Laura.
Caroline in Olympia says, ultimately, it will be the state of Washington responsible because their licensing agent wrongfully issued the CDL.
Yeah, no, Jake, you were making the point that Washington has some culpability here. And I've said the problem, I don't think in my eyes, just in my perception, wasn't the policies. It was that they were blatantly violated by whoever gave this driver that went to Florida and pulled a U-turn and it led to the death of 3. Whoever gave that guy a CDL broke the law.
Broke the law.
Clearly.
I also saw somebody sent me a thing that said, I haven't verified this yet, but somebody sent me a thing that said that Washington State offers the test in more than one language, and you're required to speak English so that you can read the road signs and things like that.
Right. Okay.
It does, and federally, you're supposed to be able to speak English in order to do this job, so that you know the rules of the road.
And to get a CDL, you have to be a U.S. citizen.
They gave him a test in English, and he failed it, and so you need to be able to do some of these things to drive safely on our roads, just as you would be expected to in France. If you were driving on their roads, you should speak French. If you're going to be a commercial driver in that country.
Yeah. 360 says, how do you get a driver's license in Washington without being able to read road signs? Forget a CDL. They're right. He was issued a Washington driver's license.
They need to answer those questions. They need to look, they need to scrutinize. They're not people who think this are not being mean people. They're not saying, we don't want people who are coming into this country to not have access to these things. What they're saying is we want to make sure that you're being as safe as possible.
Yes, and you're meeting the guidelines.
Before we unleash you onto our roads.
Yes.
And then you maybe kill 3 people because you don't know how to read a road sign.
Absolutely true.
It's not an anti-anything. It's just, it's pro common sense.
It's safety and common sense.
And it's safety,
people.
and then we have rules and regulations for a reason. If you don't want to follow them, then I recommend Canada. Try Canada. What else can we read here? Let's get off of the CDL thing.
On
Gets my
shoplifting
blood
causing
boiling.
Fred Meyer and QFCs to close, Kenny says, how come nobody's talking about a membership-style card like Costco has for all stores? It doesn't have to have an annual fee, just a way to vet and identify individuals who shop there and curb shoplifting. The saved cost on security could pay for photo membership cards.
Well, interesting. So entry into the store, you would have to first sign up for a card.
A membership card.
Yeah, just like
But what
Costco.
if you forgot it, you know?
Well, I carry my Costco card with me just like I do my license. And if you do forget it, you can go check in at the service desk.
But you're executive platinum.
That's
you like to
exact-
flash that thing everywhere you go.
Glad you brought it up.
He gets in early. He gets early
They
admittance.
I did do that the other day. It was fantastic.
I want a fast pass lane at Costco to skip the long line at the checkouts. That's
They
what I
also
want.
have an app. So if you don't have your card, you can just flash your phone and you can buy everything through your app while you're there. It's a very interesting idea.
And Costco checks every item in your cart against your receipt on the way out the door.
You're right.
They do.
Honestly, Safeway's been doing that lately to me when I walk in.
They check your item.
They've got a little gate and they'll check your receipt.
Oh, on the way out. Yeah.
Which is,
Oh, yeah.
Walmart does it too. It's funny though
I've seen it
because
from Meyer.
you have the option to choose if you want a receipt or not. So I don't really know what they do if people are like, I don't need a receipt. I just bought one little thing, and then try to walk out.
I hope you plan on eating it here because you ain't getting out without a receipt.
Interesting. Go for it, Spike.
Okay. 360 says, yesterday several Fred Meyer shoppers, along with myself, surrounded a shoplifter until he gave up his basket of goods. No one feared they had a gun or a knife. What we feared was that perhaps one day our local Fred Meyer would close too. It is sad that citizens have to fight for what is right while our politicians allow a revolving door policy on crime and drug addiction.
It's good. It's a great point, 360. We're almost out of time. I want to make one more point about this whole Fred Meyer thing. There's a lot of accusations about them saying people over or profit over people. Again, this is a company whose job it is to be profitable, so that they can keep locations open. It may seem cold-hearted to some, but if they are not smart, they have to close a lot more than what they're trying to do. And Bob Ferguson spearheaded them not merging with Albertsons. And they said at the time, if you don't let us merge, we're not going to be able to.
We'll be closing stores.
We're going to be closing stores. So that is a result of this. And finally, one last thing. All of these minimum wage hikes that we keep doing, especially in Seattle, where what is it, $21 an hour or something for people who work there? That's really tough to do for these
into the
companies.
profit margin.
It's tough. All right, stay tuned for John Curley. We're going to have a great show back here tomorrow, Friday. We hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a line